Okay, we have a guest. We have second thought, or you probably have a real name too, which is JT. Is your
Yeah.
actual name JT?
Yeah, that's my
What
legal
does
Christian
JT
name.
stand for? Is
No,
that
it's
secret?
just initials. I'm a John, unfortunately.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, it could be worse. It could be Chris or like something like that. Anyway,
Keith.
so we were
Yeah.
actually just talking about you, kind of. Well, it was
I-
mostly to laugh at Loner Box. Like,
Oh
I literally
yeah.
cannot imagine. I cannot fucking imagine seeing a video that's basically about how Israel is evil and responding to it with a thumbnail that says, "Is Israel evil?" I'm just fucking dead at even seeing the existence of this video.
Yeah. That's the only thing the debate bros know how to do is react to people and try to win clout.
Oh my god, like they hate you. And you don't respond to them, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of making you respond to them, so it's probably better that I don't, but either way.
That's all good. Yeah. Most of the I mean all they want is attention. So if you starve them of that, they'll go away eventually.
Well, they always come back. They always get angry. They
Yeah.
always have to respond to basically anyone who doesn't think that like China is literally Satan and who doesn't think there's any nuance in an ongoing genocide.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. God bless these people. They're they're creating slop for the content trough.
No, actually, you create the slop, and they consume it.
That's
So,
true.
in a way, they're like quite a few steps down the conveyor belt from you and me. Most of them like are fucking terrified to respond to me though. I feel like
Yeah, I mean
if they
you.
thought they could, they would.
Yeah, your job is to tear people apart, and you do that very well.
I respond to them. I got a response from a libertarian recently. It was honestly the best day of my life. You probably have like a million of
Ooh.
those.
Yeah, yeah. They all go straight into the
Would you say you
trash, or they get
get
banned from the channel.
well of what you know about? Would you say you get more like video responses from libertarians or from like liberal debate bro types?
More the debate bro types, I would say. For whatever reason, they
Damn.
seem to really hate me. I don't know why. I feel like I'm a pretty likable guy. I tend to, speak calmly about things and reasonably, I think. But for whatever reason, they just think I'm this, evil authoritarian tanky.
Hold on 1 second. Apparently.
Yeah.
Hello.
Check, check, check.
Okay. Anyway, so let's see how much we've gotten from donations so far. I'm surprised. It was at like 8,000 before the stream even began. It's at
Jeez.
29,500 now. Well,
We
I
can
might have
get
aimed
the
a bit
rest of
low.
that right now. Go on, people.
Nah, but
This
then we
is
have to keep
an official
going.
marching order from your tanky commander. Go on, get us over that goal
Yeah.
right now.
As we all know, the tankies love to hear from authority figures and be told what to do.
They're just waiting for me to tell them.
Yeah.
Donate
Every
now.
single one of your viewers is just sitting there waiting to hear your command.
Oh, actually, yeah. Let me post. Let's see. Let me post on Twitter. Got that. And that one on the community tab. Let me drag my minions from Discord in here too. Hold up.
And this is going to result in a lot of angry tweets from Vosh fans.
yeah. Definitely true.
Second thought is platforming BadEmpanada, or maybe the other way around. Honestly, I don't know. You can never tell with these people who they get angry at.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what that tier list is. Who is more evil?
Didn't you Gopnik make like a YouTuber tier list?
Yeah, he did. That was fun.
I should look at that.
That's a good video with the tumors that everybody knows who they are, but no one's saying.
I want to be a tumor. I find it sad that like that video got more views than like almost every one of his prior videos.
His content is so good. All of his videos, he is our beautiful deranged Balkan boy. He can do no wrong. His videos are great.
Yeah, of
no
course,
one does it
but
like
it's
he
like
does.
I'm just trying to find the part with the tier list. But it's like it takes making a meta video about YouTube to like finally get all the big views, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, people want the drama. They want the analysis of the other YouTubers, who's bad, who's good. And they want negativity especially. All right, hey gang, come join us on Empanada stream.
Damn, where's the tier list? Well, the types of here it is. Here it is. Do you know? Did you know if he made these graphics himself? It's fucking awesome.
I don't know. I think he does at least most of his graphics. I know he wants to come on stream later, so you should
yeah.
should
Like,
ask
he
him
said
about
in
how
like
he made
3
that.
hours he'll be coming on.
Oh,
I
nice.
just wanted to ask you because as far as I'm concerned, you're all the same person.
That's why we're not coming on stream at the same time.
Exactly. So we got. I'm apparently a hype man, and I'm also a reply guy. I'm honestly offended.
Yeah, he done you dirty there.
And then there's the tumors who don't even need to be named apparently.
Yeah. Which is a good thing. I mean, people are starting to realize it's a particularly cancerous part of the internet.
Yeah, especially when they like accidentally show their questionable pornographic material live on stream. That doesn't help. And then they just move on like nothing happens.
It's just gross. Like I don't know. Luckily, at least a lot of people have jumped ship since that. Rightly so, because that's just that should be the nail in the coffin. Yeah.
It took them a while. Hold on, let's check it. Have we reached the goal? Have we reached the goal finally? I got to update. My stream is very rudimentary. I don't know how to make things work properly. There we go. 30,000 views already, and it's still going. It's at 30,539. So everyone keep donating. Everyone
That's
don't
awesome.
stop donating.
Well done. Beautiful
it's the
little
fundraiser
soldiers
for the resistance. Is UNRWA Hamas? Well, if they are, I don't mind.
Gosh, the discourse around this. It's like, just let people have food.
Well, the whole discourse around it is basically Israel said so. Therefore, it's true. Yeah. That's all. And even if it was true, like Hamas is like the governing political party of the region. So fucking course there would be at least a few people in Hamas who are also in UNRWA, which is like one of the biggest employers in Gaza.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm making a video about the media and how they're complicit in this genocide, and that's one of the things I cite. It's like BBC put out a headline that had something about, Hamas run blank.
Yeah, they do that like in every single BBC article that refers to the death toll. It's like the Hamas run
health ministry.
But if anything, the health ministry is ridiculously conservative in their estimation, and they've basically stopped updating it completely. Like if you've noticed, it's stalled. Like there's no way only 30,000 people have been killed. There's absolutely no fucking way. Conditions like this haven't been imposed on like any other place in the world for like 10, 20 years. And whenever it happens, way more than 30,000 people die.
Yeah, it's completely stalled at like 30K for several weeks, which is, obviously not the case. There are some experts now saying it's in the hundreds of thousands, which
it has to be.
I mean, judging that from the footage we've seen, I wouldn't be surprised. It's horrific, and I don't know that we'll ever get the complete accurate account of how bad it was. The people pretending that it's 30,000 still. That's just silly.
I made a video back in December. And if I remember correctly, where is it? Like I made a video making like a legal case for genocide in Gaza. And when I made that video, I was using sources from like the beginning of December. And it was something like 60% of the residential buildings in Gaza at that point had already been destroyed. Yeah. So 60%. And I compared that to like Germany in World War II, like Germany was literally on the ground invaded. Its capital city was taken during that war. And I believe the citation that I had was like 54% of Germany's housing stock was destroyed by the end of World War II. 60% in Gaza was destroyed in 2 months.
It's insane. Absolutely
and mostly
insane.
From the air, not even on the ground. This was like mostly before the ground invasion even happened.
Yeah.
And like it's simply not possible to do that unless like in such a short amount of time. Because like more than 6 months of an actual ground invasion of Germany, one of the most intense bombing campaigns in history, including a bombing campaign before that, for years before that, and that got to 54% of the urban housing stock. And in Gaza, it was 60%. That's insane. And by now, it's got to be like 80% plus.
Yeah,
with troops on the ground doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, the images out of Gaza are completely unbelievable. I don't know if unprecedented is the right word, but if not, it's pretty damn close. I mean, it is rubble.
In terms of like intensity in Palestine, yeah, it's like unprecedented, but Israel has been waiting for an excuse to do something like this for its entire existence, basically.
Yeah, 80 years.
Yeah. Oh god, the thing is, everything has collapsed as well, which is obviously to Israel's advantage, because now we can't really get the sort of statistics anymore that we were getting in the first month or so, like before the ground invasion. And like a week ago, they just massacred like 100 people who were trying to get food, and it's already out of the media cycle.
Yeah, well, and they've done it every day since. There was the flour massacre, and then they just kept doing it. And like they said, okay, so no one's gonna give us a slap on the wrist for this. We're gonna keep doing that. We use the food aid as bait.
They're just massacring people every single fucking day. And the goal, I mean, on October 11th, a plan was already leaked where they were planning to expel all Gazans to Egypt, like from the Israeli intelligence ministry. And then Netanyahu reiterated that, reported in Israeli media in Hebrew, because I guess they think no one will translate it, like a month later. Like what they're trying to do, it's very obvious. They're trying to kill people, or at least kill people to the point where everyone else feels like their only option is to flee. And honestly, people already feel like their only option is to flee, at least the people in the south, but then they can't flee.
Yeah, there's nowhere left to go. But to give credit where it's due, it's a brilliant strategy. You go all out with this crazy intense extermination campaign for a brief period of time, and even if you are compelled to stop, if you've already destroyed all the civilian infrastructure, if the water is unpotable everywhere, if there are no functioning hospitals, if people can't get food, the dying is not going to stop when the bombs stop falling, right? People are going to continue to die, and the population is going to continue to decline, and it's going to be hard for people to rebuild, if not impossible. And so that just makes your, 80 years leading up to this, it's just a continuation of that, and it accelerates the timeline. You're not going to have to wait another 80 years because you've purged a couple 100,000 people and destroyed all the infrastructure. They can just roll in and rebuild.
It's the same thing that happened with the Nakba as well. Like, they didn't just expel people and kill them, they also destroyed everything that they left behind to make sure there was no chance of them ever coming back. And built over the top of it. They're going to try to do that in Gaza as well, obviously. They're already talking about, they want to occupy Gaza post-war. Like, if anyone remains in Gaza, it's not going to be because they wanted them to stay. It's because, like, Egypt, doesn't let them get expelled there or something, But even still, there's always this talking point in the Western media of, like, why doesn't Egypt take them? And it's like, in a big way, Egypt's government is complicit with Israel. But also, Egypt is not the one who has expelled them from their homes and destroyed their families and all of this shit. So why should Egypt...
you can't just hand off the blame.
Exactly. It's like, well, Egypt doesn't let them in either. And also, Israel has veto rights over anything going in or out of the Egyptian border anyway.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's remarkable how the U.S. like the construction materials roll in to build this new port that the U.S. wants, which is going to become a military outpost. But obviously, they don't let the food aid in.
And the fucking grandstanding, like the people who fund this, who support this happening in the first place, drop a couple of cartons of food aid, which also kill people, by the way. 5 people have been killed already by falling American aid drops.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's the solidarity, guys. We funded the army that's doing this to you. We've supported them from the very beginning. We're basically the root cause of this because we're the ones who prop them up. But have some food so that you can stay alive for slightly longer before they kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, here's another trap that the IDF will use to murder you. Nice parcel of food aid. Like when it drops in the ocean, the poor kids swim out to get it, and they get opened up on by the IDF. It's insane. I do not understand. This has been, I try to be a level-headed guy. I try to be calm, cool, collected. That's my thing. I try to be welcoming to all sorts of people on my channel. But this one I have lost my mind a little bit here because I don't see how anyone can possibly watch this situation unfolding and not think, one, that it's a genocide, and two, that the perpetrators have lost their humanity entirely. I don't understand.
I mean,
and they're
that's
posting about it on
how
TikTok.
it is. That's 100% how it fucking is. Like, how can anyone look at this and not be like, okay, this is just fucking evil. This is just fucking objectively evil. It is. That's why I fucking laugh when someone like that fucking loser Lonerbox responds to you making a video where you basically say that, Israel is evil, the people backing them are supporting this evil, whatever. And his response to that is like, fact check.
Let's have a little nuance here. It's like, no, you don't need nuance.
You can
for this.
see what's happening. It's being live streamed.
There's a reason these words exist.
The people doing it, the people doing it are filming it and uploading it to TikTok. Like, Jesus Christ, what more do you need to see?
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, we've got probably terabytes of data now that can be used in some eventual case against IDF soldiers. Like it was, I mean,
the
I was going to say like in World War II, but they didn't have TikTok in World War II and not many Nazis
It's super
were punished,
fucking sad, but probably the only way that anyone will ever face any justice for this is like an IDF soldier accidentally traveling to the wrong country and getting arrested, Like someone who tries to go on holiday to South Africa could probably get arrested, something like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, if someone actually does that, it would be pretty good because, I don't know, that would require, a court case. And genocide is a collective crime, so they would need to first prove that genocide happened in order to charge an individual with the crime. So that would at least test the genocide in court. And obviously they'd say that it was biased or whatever, but I still think it would be worthwhile if any country had the balls to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. If for nothing else, like even if you couldn't get much material out of it, like material benefit out of it now, at least the history books would say these people did not get away scot-free. The world eventually recognized this was a genocide. And, it's optimistic to think that would make people not do similar things again. But, at least some of that evil would be written. Yeah,
I mean, we saw this happen with the Iraq War. Like 10 years later, you couldn't find a single person who would admit they supported it. And this is,
right.
I don't want to do like mass atrocity Olympics or anything, but this is obviously worse than the Iraq War because, the US went to Iraq, for resources and kill people to get the resources. Israel just wants to fucking kill everyone in Palestine. So it's not exactly the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. In fucking 10 years, you're not going to find a single person who will admit that they were for this, at least like among the liberals,
Yeah.
You'll probably still find a bunch of insane Zionists.
Well, it's like the eyeball slicer tweet that everyone always says. The liberal is the person who's for every civil rights movement except the one that's going on right now, and against every war except the one that's going on right now.
Yeah, and they try to have that cake and eat it too. Like I don't support what Israel is doing right now. However, what choice do they have but to attack Hamas? Blah blah blah. Yeah. I support a two-state solution, as they see Israel like obviously signaling that the two-state solution is never going to happen. And it obviously already wasn't going to happen beforehand because they're still colonizing.
Yeah. And they've said it outright. A number of their high-ranking officials have said, we reject outright the existence of a Palestinian state. It will never happen.
They try to frame it as like a Netanyahu thing. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Apparently this began with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I hate the framing of Netanyahu versus Hamas. Like, Hamas wasn't like a major force until 20-ish years ago. And I hate to break it to them, but this problem has a lot more than 20 years to it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it's very liberal where they're trying to do great man stuff or evil man stuff. So it's like, okay, this is a conflict between Netanyahu and Hamas, neither of which represent the overall group of people.
Yeah, so the problem, so the way to apparently the way to like I saw like liberals saying like, oh, we need CIA regime change against Netanyahu. Okay, what do you want? You want to put in like the left wing Zionists who were the ones who did the Nakba?
Yeah,
like it's just so fucking obnoxious. Like Zionism and the liberals who sort of I wouldn't say they are Zionists themselves, but are I mean, they
Yeah.
are, but they're not like ideological Zionists like the Zionists themselves are. But they try to frame Zionism as something that's like salvageable rather than something that just innately relies on the oppression of like millions of people even to function. Because obviously, it's an ideology that's based around giving a bunch of land to a bunch of other people, land that was already occupied, and to do that, you have to take it, and that's how it is.
Yeah. Well, it's always just concessions. The liberals say, okay, these guys want to do a genocide and claim all the land. These people don't want to be genocided. How about we do a little bit of genocide? You know, that is the extent of their analysis. Yeah.
Let's see how much we've raised so far now that your fans are here. 32,711. Hell yeah.
There we go.
Good job, everyone.
For anybody who's joined recently and has not donated, this is your tithe to me.
This is your time. Your time to shine. Send us the money, please.
Go on.
Don't send us the money. Send it to the UNRWA. Which definitely will not go to the resistance, I swear. Now, did you see they found like a power generator for like solar panels or something like that, like a power storage unit for solar panels under the UNRWA facility in like a basement. And they tried to claim it was like the Hamas central server room. For one, even if it was the Hamas central server room, they're the government. They have to store their fucking data and shit because governments need data centers to run. Yeah. So even if it was, who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that's like saying United States affiliated media or United States affiliated medical center or whatever. It's like, what do you want? Like these are the official organs of the state. That's how all these things work. Every state has facilitators.
Yeah, and like Israel, for example, has been targeting police officers as well. I mean, they target civilians in general, but they target police officers with the excuse that they are Hamas. Well, they're cops, they're government employees. What the fuck do you expect? Because technically you're not allowed to target police officers unless they start shooting at you in a war because they're civilians.
Yeah.
But and there was a photo that I remember seeing. I can't find it right now, but it was like an Zionist Twitter account or something posted a photo. Oh no, it was the official spokesman, Eon Levy or whatever his name is. That fucking ghoul.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait to see him in the dock. I can't wait. Please let it happen during my lifetime. But he posted a tweet, and it was like a picture of a Hamas police officer who was helping to secure and distribute aid, and he's like, "Look at this guy. As you can see, Hamas is stealing aid. It's a fucking cop. What the cops do in a disaster situation? What do you think?" It's just like, and that's what they do as well. Like, obviously, as we've been going over, Hamas is the government. They have employees because governments need employees to do basic normal things. So like anyone who is like even remotely associated with the government is Hamas to them. And that's how they count like that death toll. They say like they've killed 10,000 Hamas members or something like that. And in that estimate, they include literally anyone who's even remotely tied to the government, which is like 20% of people who are employed.
Well, it's like the Black Book of Communism, the victims of communism, they count Nazis, right? It's that you can make numbers say whatever you want them to say. It's like the journalists are Hamas, the aid workers are Hamas, Americans traveling there are Hamas. Like you can't just. It's very, very convenient when you can say anybody is this supposed boogeyman, and you don't have to prove it because the Western media will dutifully report it without evidence, as we have every other claim that they've made that has been debunked. Just about every single claim that the IDF has made or Israel spokespeople have made.
No, trust me. They really did find a copy of Mein Kampf on a little girl's iPad. Trust me.
Yeah, immaculate, charged iPad after weeks of no power. Yeah.
And they just happened to film it as it was booting up.
Yeah.
They knew this was happening. They knew exactly what was going. It's so like the propaganda is fucking ridiculous. Like every single piece of Israeli propaganda has been, hey, here is like a bunch of easily transportable items. We definitely did not put them here. That's all. It's always the same fucking shit. Never anything that they cannot just move themselves. And with like the tunnel propaganda, like the hospital tunnel shit that they just happened to stop talking about. Like they only showed the tunnel after like 2 weeks or something, and you could clearly see it was like a tunnel with like hospital tiles like the sort of like aluminum sinks that you see in hospitals and stuff like that. It was clearly like an underground, like I guess sort of like a contingency area for the hospital, like a sterile area they could do surgeries and stuff in. And they're like, this is the Hamas base. And what was there? There was a sink, there was a toilet, and there was like a tiled room. What was Hamas doing in there? Exactly. They're just taking shits. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing for me is like, even if, like, give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, this really is about exterminating Hamas. With the methods they've been using, bulldozing homes, sniping people, even if they claim they're Hamas, carpet bombing entire areas, white phosphorus. If I'm a Palestinian child and I see my family blown up and I grow up, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to start Hamas too, right?
Exactly.
That's how this works.
And it's something like that. Like they use like the human shield narrative as well, right? And if they truly thought that Hamas was using Palestinians as human shields, then the solution is not to kill the civilians to get to the Hamas, and they do that. It's obviously just like a convenient excuse. You blow up whatever the fuck you want, and then you say Hamas.
Yeah.
God, they found the secret Hamas toilet. I can't believe it. And every time they find like a copy of Mein Kampf, according to them, they film a set video with the president, the literal president of the country, reading off a teleprompter, Isaac Herzog. It's happened like 3 times so far. In his like American accent, of course, because they're all from fucking the US. Like Netanyahu's from like the US. Was it New Jersey? Something like that.
Yeah, he's got a US social security number.
Amazing. And then there's like one of the IDF spokesmen, like Joseph Cornicus or whatever. He has like a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, they've said that this is a colonial project, and only now, and since in liberal circles colonialism has gotten a bad rap, it's kind of icky now even for liberals. Now they're trying to distance themselves from that, but it's really hard to do when you have 80 years of history of newspaper headlines saying Israel says they're going to colonize. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah,
I made a video about that as well. Like, it was fucking ages ago now, like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
like basically, I saw like this sort of Zionism's anti-colonialism rhetoric. Videos from 2022. I saw it really taking up steam. So I made a video like sort of debunking it and going over like how they were happy to call it colonialism up until very recently.
Right.
And now you see it fucking everywhere. Like American right-wingers talking about like how Israel is anti-colonialism. And their argument is really fucking funny too, because it's like, even if we accept that, so if you're anti-colonial, what does it mean for like your support from the USA, which is like the world's biggest settler colony? So if Zionism is anti-colonialism, I assume that you support the Native Americans in their anti-colonial struggle against the USA, your main funder and backer. Obviously not, though.
Yeah.
They've also been like trotting out like fake Native Americans who are like, Israelis are indigenous just like me. There's one guy, his name like Joseph Riverwind, who I investigated years ago. Like they have their own fucking website and they get paid. I'll link you it in Discord, and they get paid by Israel to talk about how Israel is indigenous decolonization. And this guy's like, I don't know how much you know about Puerto Rico, but this guy's, his name is Chief Joseph Riverwind, a documented Arawak Taino from the island of his birth, Borican, Puerto Rico. He was appointed by his tribal council as a Taino peace chief and serves his people as the ambassador of the descendants of Puerto Rico's First Nations. Now, the problem with this is that the Taino were all killed 400 years ago. This is like a random Puerto Rican guy who decided that he was like a Taino chief based off his ancestry and nothing else. And went to Israel and he was like, hey guys, I'll say that you guys are indigenous if you pay me. And they did. And the funniest thing about it for me, that I don't know if people know enough about indigenous people to understand how dumb this is. His name is Chief Joseph Riverwind. That's the name of like, like a mainland North American, like Native American guy, They have names like that. Not a fucking Puerto Rican. And we have Chief Joseph Riverin, who's here. Like,
they're playing to a particular audience,
telling us that Israel are indigenous people and they're doing decolonization. Native American leaders seek to establish embassy in Jerusalem and strengthen ties with Israel. And it's this guy.
Yeah.
They basically get paid to say that, Israelis are indigenous. This is new. Like the last 10 years or so, they've been started to do this shit because they took note of how the settler colonial explanation of Israel is obviously exposes them completely. So now they need to start saying, actually, it's the others who are the settlers. Somehow.
Yeah, it's funny to see how much of Israel's operation relies on creating an image of itself that is palatable to Western news viewers, particularly Americans. Just the disparity between what they do and broadcast on Hebrew language media versus what they broadcast in English for an American audience. It's completely different.
Yeah, it's not even different. It's not even in the same fucking ballpark. Do you think the average Israeli cares about colonialism or whatever? The average Israeli is like, I want to get rid of these people and take their house. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then in English, it's like, actually, we're the colonized here, and all that we're doing is taking our native land back. Israel is like the world's if there's anything that ever could rightfully be called the colloquial usage of Orwellian, it's this. It's just the endless inversion of reality.
Mm-hmm. And I'm genuinely curious how much the average Israeli understands about what's going on. How obviously Americans are brainwashed. So to what extent are the Israeli people?
I think they really understand what's going on. I'm sure you've seen the polls where it's like, do you guys think Israel is using enough firepower? And it's 90%. We need more firepower.
Yeah, that's true. It's I'm trying. I try to be, to extend an olive branch in a lot of situations where okay, maybe these people don't really know, but when you see the videos of them sitting on a hill cheering as Palestinian homes get blown up and stuff, that makes it really, really difficult to say, okay, you know what, maybe it's just a few quote unquote bad apples or whatever. I think this society is genuinely sick to its core.
Absolutely. Even the Israelis, who are supposedly leftist liberals or whatever, when they oppose something, they oppose it for what to them seem like pragmatic or ethno-nationalist reasons, right? There's one guy, what's the guy's name? This Meretz MK who's really well known. He used to be a army officer, and I think he quit because he was against what the army was doing in the West Bank or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Meretz is supposedly the center left of Israel, one of the most leftist, mainly Jewish parties in Israel. And his reasoning for being against the colonization of the West Bank was not what we're doing here is fucking horrible. It was eventually, if we colonize them too much, we'll have to annex them, and then we'll have too many Arabs, and and we might have to give them the vote one day, and that's bad. And that's the mentality of the Israeli left. It's pure how can we maintain our ethno state in the bounds of the limits put on to us by international opinion. It's pure cynical realpolitik, and they try to frame it as left wing just because they're not ooga booga, let's kill everyone like Netanyahu is.
Right.
It's basically the difference between Hitler, let's take all of Russia, and a more moderate Nazi who's let's just take Poland.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I want to know, I'm sure the IDF or the Israeli media is not saying exactly the correct numbers or being super forthcoming with it. I want to know how badly this has affected Israel's economy and how many people have fled back to their original homes or their second homes in Miami or New Jersey or Philadelphia or wherever.
It's hard to
because
tell
that's not
because
something that indigenous people do. Like they don't. You
yeah,
don't have another home to go back to.
it's hard to tell because sadly a lot of them can still come and go. So you can't really tell
Right.
how many are coming in and how many are leaving. All you can really tell is like how many are going through the airports.
Right.
But honestly, war tends to be good for the economy,
Mm.
especially in a country like Israel that makes a lot of arms.
Yeah.
Like the Houthis are trying to make it cost for them, but there's not much cooperation from the rest of the world, unfortunately.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, they're going to get plenty of new pizza shops and hotels and things like that,
Oh
and
yeah,
the
fucking making
land that
ads
they've
on like the
leveled.
ruins of Gaza. These fucking like
That's disgusting.
disgusting people, sick society. There's absolutely no, there's no salvaging it. There's no saving it at all.
Yeah, I don't. I do not understand. Like even from like an optics perspective, like if you're an IDF soldier and you bring your pizza shop banner with you in your backpack, you go and murder some Palestinians in front of their homes, and you take a picture with your banner advertising your pizza shop with the bodies of the people you just killed in the
Yeah,
background. Like, how do you do that? What is your thought process there?
that just like sick. That like same mentality as the fucking Nazis.
Yeah,
It's really
I've
that
seen a lot of
simple.
people like just showing clips of come and see stitched together with clips from like the IDF TikTok and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it's the same giddy reveling in just degeneracy and evil that we saw among these Nazi freaks who would just go and lock people in
Oof.
barns and
Calling them
burn them.
Nazi
It's
is
just
anti-Semitic. Like making like
yeah,
material, comparisons based purely on reality and facts is anti-Semitic. It's not
yeah,
allowed. And I mean, the reason why they say that's anti-Semitic, it's obviously just because the reality of the situation. If we talk about it in real terms, like we make that comparison, it makes them look very bad. So they just try to block it off.
yeah,
They
yeah.
try to make it like impermissible.
Yeah, it's a very convenient excuse. And it's frustrating because you do have a lot of really awful right wing people trying to take advantage of this situation to spread anti Semitism. And that is horrendous. That's hideous and it's wrong. But you also have a whole lot of Jews around the world saying that Israel, you do not represent us. This is wrong. This is not Judaism. Zionism is not Judaism. And somehow those devout Jews are anti Semitic because of that.
Oh yeah,
I think it
like
should be obvious at this point.
they
It's a
get
terrible
called they
excuse
get
that
called
doesn't
out.
hold up.
I mean, they get called anti-Semitic slurs for that as well, because apparently they
Yeah.
owe loyalty to Israel.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, the world is fucked. It really feels fucked. Like we need the Soviet Union back. That's all there is to it. We need Stalin.
Huh.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
think
I'm not a
about
big fan of Stalin, but I feel like he'd do something about this. What do you think?
yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the trajectory of history recently and how like I keep going back to the Sino-Soviet split. I'm like, you idiots. Like, come on, guys. You couldn't have just patched it up for a little while. Like the loss of the Soviet Union, think what you will about Stalin or whomever, whichever camp you fall into in the whole USSR discussion, who was the best leader and which direction they should have taken. The loss of the Soviet Union, I think, has been the greatest setback towards actual genuine progress that the world has seen in at least modern history. I mean, for God's sake, it took a pre-industrial backwater to the second most powerful economy in the world in like half a century, and then it was on track to beat the U.S. in the space race. It was on track to force other countries that were not even trying socialism to give their people some crumbs because they didn't want, say, the Nordic countries, for example, they didn't want people to see that there was a better alternative right next door. Like, okay, why are these dirty, scary socialists having more calories than we are? Like, why is their life better? Why are they consuming more theatrical performances and things per capita than we are? That it's just so disheartening. Especially like looking at the time capsules that were opened in like 2000 and stuff like that. Like, oh, the year 2000 we'll be on Mars and the war will be a thing of the past. Like, man, those are just kids hoping for the future. But some of that stuff could have been possible. Like, think of the things we could have achieved if instead of accumulation for accumulation's sake, we focused more on the development of humanity as a species. That would have been what a future we could have had.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not like an uncritical fan of the Soviet Union or whatever, but
Right.
when it was
Yeah.
around, like geopolitically, things were way better because there was way less, there was way less of the free reign of that the West has now, which they hopefully won't have for much longer. But they actually had to worry about doing things every now and again. Now they can just do whatever they want, like in Israel, for example. Like
Yeah.
for whatever flaws the Soviet Union had, if this was happening right now and they were still around, they would not just do nothing about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They would have more than just stern words, and they would have the power to actually influence things. I feel like China doesn't want to go all in, not even close. Like they're saying like China's stance is like I'd call it like the humanist liberal stance. Honestly, it's like we need a two-state solution on the 1967 borders, and what Israel does is not productive to that solution. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it's a bit too muted.
Yeah, China's foreign policy has always been a little.
It's very self-serving.
Yeah. Which, I mean, then you could say maybe that's why China's still around and the USSR isn't. But still, it's like you have somewhat of a responsibility if you're going to call yourself a global communist leader. You got to kind of act like it sometimes.
Yeah, it's mostly like they say stuff and they make the right votes in the UN, but they don't actually really do anything. And it's the problem because their opponents are doing stuff. The people complain about like Chinese interference and whatever in Africa. Well, maybe there should be more of it. Maybe the problem is that there's not enough of it.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, I'm optimistic for the future, in large part because of what China is doing and the trade that it's taking from the United States, the extractive, lopsided trade deals.
I do think it's a bit sad. This is like the best that we can hope for right now is that
yeah.
China will like get more powerful in the USA by basically, because I'm sure like the way that China tends to beat the US in international markets is because it has state-run markets, so it can decide what they do and stuff like that. So it can just undercut everyone basically really easily. And that's why it's basically turned the neoliberal system on its head by using the fact that a large part of its economy is state controlled to like undercut the fucking shit out of everyone. That's why the US that's why, Hillary, there's a clip of Hillary Clinton complaining about China. I know you see it, and she's like, China doesn't abide by our rules. Yeah, they don't. And they fucking wreck you by not doing it.
Yeah. That's not fair. We can't win when they don't play me. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like, because, they set up the system before China made its turn, right? Like the global system that we have right now.
Right.
Before Deng and all of that. And it was like, when they set it up, it was, Western companies, when you opened up, say, a third world economy with like a dictatorship or whatever, it was all Western companies coming in to outbid each other. And then China came in, and, now they send a state company there that is capable of undercutting everyone. And the Western companies don't get the deals that they used to guarantee themselves. Actually happened after the Iraq War, which is very funny. Like, China came in, and because China buys oil because the US like opened up the Iraqi oil industry with private contracts, which had never existed before, expecting it to work for themselves. Like they didn't need to do more than that. They didn't need to guarantee themselves anything because they thought they would just win. And then China suddenly shows up and they buy oil just to supply the domestic market, and they sell it at cost. So there's no way that the American private companies who need to make a profit can compete with that. And they got totally fucked in a lot of cases. And that's just like one example of how China like uses the system to its own benefit, and why the US hates China so much.
Yeah. And it's all well and good, like the developments that China is doing both internally and exporting to other countries with Belt and Road Initiative is great, but the problem is it takes a lot of time. They're playing the long game, which is good.
The long game also needs like 20 years of like governments to actually, like no right-wing government coming in just stalling everything, which is going to happen I don't think it's going to happen anywhere, because all it takes is to like be like, wow, China is bad. We can't let them do this. And suddenly the project is destroyed.
Yep.
It happened in Australia. Like
Mm.
the Victorian government in Australia was like creating contracts for infrastructure projects with China, and now like on the Fed, there's like tons of like a media scare campaign about that and stuff, and they're probably going to end up not doing nearly as much as they originally wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to be afraid of China.
That's frustrating.
And I mean, sure, China is doing all this stuff for itself, but it doesn't mean that it kind of auxiliary benefits for the countries that it's working with and stuff like that. And it's still, even if it's selfish, it's still better than the fucking US. It's still better than like the classic IMF loan, because at least they don't ask for economic reforms.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even if people want to say, oh, they're exploiting countries too, it's like, okay, well, are they exploiting more than the US? No? Okay, then it's clear what the better option is. Like, you have no say in the matter, dear liberal friend. Like, it's not your country to accept or decline the trade deals that China is offering. If they want those trade deals, more power to them.
I mean,
sorry, US.
the reason why they complain about it isn't because they care about the exploitation or whatever. It's because they want the US to be doing it. They want Europe to be doing it. They don't, for them, it's just entirely a matter of who's doing it, nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, and most people, or not most, a lot of liberals are upfront with it, saying like, I'd rather it be the U.S. than China or Russia. It's like, okay, all right. I mean, fair enough, I guess. Sure, you're welcome to that opinion.
I mean, at least they're saying it out loud.
Yeah.
But they're kind of leaning on like the default notion that the West is the best. It's more humanitarian. It's more liberal. So, and China is evil and authoritarian.
Yo, people who are just joining, go donate real quick.
Yeah, everyone donate. What are we at? What are we at now? I have to manually refresh because I don't know how to run a stream properly.
I don't either. I keep trying to pawn it off on you guys.
$35,628.
There we go.
Keep it up, folks.
Love to hear it.
35,628. Very good. Keep that, guys. We've hit the goal, but it doesn't mean you should stop donating. I'm gonna go. How long are we going for? I'm going to go for like 5.5 hours more at least, guys. So please keep donating. The problem is I can't double it. Like I can't change it once I began on the website. So I'm just going to keep it as it is. Don't stop donating. I'll change like the text on the screen. Don't stop donating.
There you go.
We need money. Nothing to do with Hamas. Just we need money. To the UNRWA to save the Palestinian people, please. Thank you. I mean, okay, they're not going to save the Palestinian people, but it's better than nothing. Palestine will be liberated with weapons. But until that occurs, at least this can perhaps save some people. I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, if it gets one meal in that can actually be delivered, that's worth it, right? Like I'm a dad now. Like my daughter is 17 months old, and when I see these videos of these poor kids, like even just kids that are not blown apart, that are just shaking, that are just scared, or that haven't eaten, or there's this one girl who was talking to a reporter saying, that she hasn't eaten real food in days. She's been eating grass and animal feed. I'm like, God, come on. It's cheesy, but like, have you no heart? People who watch this stuff and like, come on.
They don't. They don't. Yeah. Like anyone who didn't see this coming from the very beginning has no heart. There's no fucking way that they didn't know this was that they didn't know this was coming. They just support it. That's all there is to it. They're just fucking evil, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I don't really care when the liberals are like, or whomever, they're just like, oh, you can't say evil. That's just, you're lacking nuance. Like, no, you can. There are some instances where you absolutely can. And if you can't look at what's happening in Gaza and the West Bank, frankly, they're killing people in the West Bank too.
They would not get angry if someone used the word evil to refer to China or some other tanky country or whatever. But Israel, like literally, like cordoning like 2 million people into like a tiny like kill zone and bombing them periodically and starving them to death. Now that's not evil apparently. You got to be nuanced. You got to be careful with your language.
Yeah.
Keep donating, everyone. Don't forget. Send every cent you got. We've already beat 30K, and I'm going to keep going. Maybe we could do 60K. Maybe we could do 100K. Maybe 100 is realistic. At this speed, I think it would be. If this current speed keeps up, I think we can get 100. I think it's possible. We're at
we get to 100, I will. If we get to 100K, I will go down into the basement, turn on a video camera, and make you Gopnik strip and dance for you all.
You Gopnik's drip and dance? What's that?
It's strip and dance.
Oh, he's in the basement. Okay, that's where he belongs.
Yeah. Yeah.
He must have gotten there thanks to Boa the Fifth Column.
What happened there?
Oh, that guy.
Oh, wait. Oh, God.
He's the human trafficker guy.
Yeah.
And your Gopnik commented saying that they basically did that to him when he was younger. He came to the US and like they lied to him about like his job and made him work for like below minimum wage. It was like the same thing. I guess the reality is that your Gopnik never left and you just put him in your basement.
Yep. Yeah. But people don't need to know that.
Well, they do now.
Oh, I've said it live on the internet. It's over.
Hold on.
Well, I guess I might as well come clean. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna get water, but you can keep talking and entertain the viewers. How about that? Go.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, chat. How y'all doing, chat? I can't see live chat because let's see how far behind is it. Let me see. You guys are talking about someone's got no sound. Set up a new goal. Empanada cannot set up a new goal because he is a streaming neophyte. He does not know how to do it, or he can't change it. New goal is 60K, I think we should set it for. We're going to say that. So if you're new, hi, I'm not BadEmpanada. I'm JT from Second Thought, First Thought, Deprogram, and another channel that I just started. Go and donate. Help us out here. Raising funds for Gaza. Every little bit counts. Bless up. Hey, everybody, look. Yeah, this is... The chat is way behind for me because I'm not logged in. Obviously not BadEmpanada. I hope you're all doing well. We've got some exciting guests, or BadEmpanada has some exciting guests coming up. I know who a few of them are. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But here shortly, we should have somebody that you know and love coming on. Relationship advice. Be honest. That's good relationship. That's good advice in general. I can't believe you associate with someone like BadEmpanada. Oh no. I'm so sorry. What are my orders? My orders are to go donate. Go and donate to the fund to raise money for the UNRWA. Welcome back.
You probably got 1 million donations while I was gone. Good job.
I doubt it, but hey, if we get one, that's worth it.
No, guys, Gopnik's coming later. In like 2 hours, 2 hours or so, I think. He's busy being Slavic. It's a full-time job.
Oh, yeah. When are you getting Javier Milei on the pod?
I don't know. He blocked me on Twitter, so I think he's aware of my existence.
Damn. Blocked.
He blocked
that doesn't
me
sound
for,
very free speech.
He blocks everyone. He blocked me because he made a post like something about like Murray Rothbard, and I responded with like the quote from Murray Rothbard saying that like libertarians support a free market in children, and he blocked me.
Huh.
Yeah,
he's
that's
such a loser.
He's a fucking massive loser. That he's the president of a country, honestly, makes me think less of this country now. Gotta admit it. It's sad.
Yeah.
What have they done? Trump was bad enough, but I think Milei is even dumber. Like a guy who's gone on TV and talked about how he wants a free market in organs.
That's
and in children as well. He actually went on TV and said the children thing himself. No, it was on the radio. Like a couple of years ago, he went on the radio and talked about like how he thinks there should be a free market in children.
Yeah, he goes on. He's like, he gets elected. He's like, hey, liberal, watch this. Doubles the inflation.
Yeah, and then they just like say that it was his master plan all along. They have like this contradictory narrative now, where it's like one of their talking points is that the inflation isn't his fault. The inflation is only because of what the government did 2 years ago. So if inflation went up now, coincidentally, right after he took the presidency, it's because of what the previous government did 2 years earlier. And then they also say, actually, inflation was like forecast to be double what it was. So he's actually beaten the forecast.
So we're
by
doing
a lot.
great.
So it's like he simultaneously took action to stop inflation, but also the inflation is the fault of the guys from 2 years ago.
That's convenient. It is convenient. Oh, he's got a cloned dog too. That's right, chat. I forgot about that.
He has like 5 clone dogs, and no one's seen them in like a year. So there's no confirmation they're actually alive. You used to take photos with them all the time. Now there's just none. So like,
yikes.
There's like Doggate conspiracy in Argentina right now says the dogs are dead.
Probably so.
He'll just clone him again though.
Yeah.
He's a complete fucking insane guy. And really insanely stupid as well. He's literally like the prototypical like Redditor from like 2010 who posted about libertarianism and the NAP.
God, yeah, with this stupid cosplay.
He's literally like, I mean, in actual practice though, he's just a generic neoliberal. They always are.
Yeah.
Just
got some
cutting
of that Trump
public
aesthetic.
services while telling people that it's good for them. Like 2 days ago as well, he also raised the salary of like all executive branch employees by like 40% and then tried to blame it on the previous government when he got caught. And what happened after that is he signed the decree that did that, by the way. He signed the decree. And once they got caught, he reversed it and he fired like the work minister and blamed that guy for it. Apparently he'd signed the decree without knowing what was happening. He had no idea.
Masterful gambit, sir.
He just accidentally raised his own salary by 40%. And half of his government is basically like his family or his friends. And then his friends bring in more friends. And these are the same people who like rally against like, you know, what they call, there's a slur here for a government employee or someone who makes money from like a state job that's like gnocchi, like literally a piece of gnocchi. And the second that they get power, the first thing they do is give themselves more state money and like hire all their friends.
Jesus. Well, at least they're kind of funny.
It's literally hilarious. It actually is hilarious. Like in the 90s, the Argentine president for all of the 90s was Menem, like really weird guy. But point is, like Javier Milei's government has like a bunch of the Menem family in it, and these guys who are from the Menem family rally against the caste, like the political caste. The people who make money off politics, like, you know, politicians making tons of money, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, do you know who you are? Like, you're where you are because your dad was the president. You are the fucking political caste. What the fuck are you talking about? Your surname is Menem. It's like having a surname. It's literally like the Argentine version of your surname being Clinton and rallying against like fucking politicians. Like, give me a break.
Yeah. Or Kennedy, like what's his name? RFK is literally doing that.
Yeah, he's literally that's the perfect example. You're right. Yeah, he's the same thing. Like, dude, your surname is Kennedy. What the fuck are you talking about?
But people will buy it. Some people will buy it.
It's absolutely fucking insane. I'm embarrassed for this country. I'm embarrassed, man. I'm just so embarrassed. I should leave, honestly, but I should also stay and fight the good fight. By, I don't know, making videos in English. That's a good fight, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
That helps. Guys, keep donating. What's the donations at? Let's check. Da-da-da-da-da. $37,997. Damn.
Ooh.
Great job,
38.
everyone. Goodbye. No, goodbye, nothing. I was saying goodbye to like something that I closed.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. Maybe... Oh, God. I just saw the image of the starving kid in fucking Palestine again. Of course, there's
Yeah.
fucking Destiny quote tweeting it. Oh my god.
God, he's. Oh. I cannot say anything.
Yeah, all that I can say is that I wish Gaza is upon him.
At some point, you have to wonder: is this like? Do you genuinely believe this stuff, or are you just? Is this just
His
your
entire
persona?
life
Are
is
you
just taking like
Yeah.
trying to be contrarian against like a specific group, and that
Yeah.
makes him feel good about himself. That makes him feel good about the fact that he's never, he's gone like 40 years now without creating anything of any worth, without doing anything of any worth. Basically, just entertaining a bunch of 14-year-olds who wanted to see a dumb fuck yelling.
Yeah. That's sad. Don't have any sympathy anymore, but it's sad in like a cosmic sense.
Oh, fucking horrible. I wish like I had made a YouTube channel without ever paying attention to anyone else. I think I'd be better off for it. Because knowing that these people exist, acknowledging their existence, responding to them, thinking about them, it makes everything worse.
Yeah.
Because you can talk about the sort of, you can talk about the sort of shit that they, or debunk the sort of shit they say without even mentioning their existence. It's not needed because they're just repeating like talking points from, people higher than them. What do I think will happen?
I had gone my.
Oh god, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he's just gone forever. Hopefully like his failure discredits anything remotely like him for at least 20 years.
Think that's likely?
It happened last time, but then everyone forgot. Like in 2001, there was a massive neoliberal economic crisis, and it resulted in like 15 years straight of like center-left governments. And then people like forgot about that, I guess, and they basically voted for someone who's doing the same thing again, and he said openly he's going to do the same thing again as what caused the crisis in 2001. But Melee is basically like emboldened like a bunch of teenagers who act tough on the internet. And but when you see them in real life, like they're like fucking twigs in like yellow and black libertarian t-shirts, like yelling in squeaky voices about freedom.
Ugh.
It's like exclusively an online phenomenon. Like I actually got doxxed by these people. They posted my address and no one showed up. No one showed up.
Really? They're usually cowards, that type of person. The one who send a death threat is like, okay, come on, show up. I'm armed. What do you want to do?
No one did anything. Like it's still out. I'm waiting for him, guys. Why they didn't? They never showed. I was.
Are they all finance bro types? Are they? Is that because that seems like the type here?
Some of them. Some of them are. They're more like failed Bitcoiners most of the time.
Okay.
Like so there's some of them who are like failed Bitcoin wannabes, and a lot of them have like the aesthetic of like a finance guy, but in reality they're like a kid who's never worked in their life, who's maintained by their parents, and all they have in their life is Twitter. Is acting tough on Twitter, and Millet actually like recruited a bunch of them, and he's paying them off state dime to do propaganda for him on Twitter. Like he has, he has like his head. Like his media team, his spokesman is a tweeter, like a random guy he recruited off Twitter, who challenges people to play against him in Age of Empires. That it's like literal man children.
Bizarre.
Like his media team is made up of a bunch of 17-year-olds from rich families who've never worked a day in their life, who post on Twitter telling others like, "Hey, why don't you get a real job?" and stuff like that. Actually, one of them. I went over this on my second channel a while ago, but no one saw it. More people will see it. Will hear it now. One of them is like this kid. His name is Iñaki Gutierrez. I'll bring up a photo so that people can see, and I'll send you it as well. So first, they hired this guy. So basically, what this says, what I'm gonna send to you. It says. Oh, wrong. What did I just do?
You sent me your secret folder.
Yeah, I sent you my secret folder. Oops. That guy. The title says that Like he's making like a bunker with his team, like his media team, in the women's room of like the executive branch building, and they are asking for like unlimited chocolate cake. They're literal children.
What?
Like they're
Oh my
paid in
God.
chocolate cake to do propaganda on Twitter for the government.
That's insane.
And
Like not even like that's a 5-year-old request.
it's worse. It gets worse. This kid, he's like a 19-year-old in university still as well. And he got failed in one of his classes. So he went to the president, and the president tweeted denouncing by name the teacher who failed him. The professor who failed him. And she got fired. I'm not even shitting
you. Wow.
That actually happened.
May you live in interesting times, right? Stupid.
Like, it's literal. It's literally just 12-year-old, like fucking children who are like doing like university 101 classes. Like, and the president of the country is like protecting them from failing their fucking university classes.
That's incredible.
And on top of that, it's a private university that he goes to. In Argentina, if you go to a private university, it's because you're not good enough for a public one, basically. Because,
I was going to say, you really got to try to fail out of a paid university.
Yeah, like, you know, they have an incentive to keep you there. Obviously, they have an incentive to treat you well. And the public universities don't have that. Public universities are pretty fucking ruthless, really. And this guy failed in his private university class and went to the president and got the president to basically do like a dox of his teacher. Unfucking believable. It's a kid who is being paid in chocolate cake. And he's
That's
like,
so funny.
I don't even know how to describe what's going on in this country, but it's so fucking embarrassing.
The kid's living his best life. Chocolate cake and no
Argentina
bedtime.
is not, unfortunately. We're not in a good state. We're not in a good state right now. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, donation update. Let's see. What do we got? $38,323. That's about 400 more since the last time. Keep donating, everyone. Donate for Gaza. Donate to the UNRWA.
Make a difference.
Make a difference. Get a kid a meal so that they can stave off the fucking Zionist-imposed starvation.
Yeah.
We're not going to end the genocide, but, well, at least we can do something for the fucking people who are being starved by the Zionists and their allies. Joseph Biden.
The greatest revenge.
Joseph Biden.
Greatest revenge. He's, I mean, it's so, I don't know. He's going to lose, I'm fairly certain, because of this. And that will be well-deserved. But goddamn, like either we get him back and that sucks, or we get Trump and that sucks. So it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, the people's response to that is like, do you think Trump is going to be better for Palestinians?
Oh,
but I mean, Biden is already fucking supporting a genocide. How much worse can it get?
That's the thing. I'm like,
there's a certain point where you need to have a fucking red line and just be like, nope, I'm not voting for this. You either stop what you're doing or I don't vote for you. You have to have some self-fucking respect at some point.
Yeah.
You can't just let them walk all over you all the time. But at the end of the day, I think these people, it's not that they're letting them walk all over them. It's that at the end of the day, they just don't care. At the end of the day, they just actually support Joe Biden. At the end of the day, as much as they try to make it out like they only vote for him because he's like the least bad option, it's not that. They actually just outright support him.
They like him. They like cool old Corvette man, aviators, ice cream. Haha.
Yeah, I mean, you see that with like all the fucking commentary YouTubers who are like, we're going to bully Joe Biden to the left. And for them, bullying him to the left meant uncritical support until the end of time.
Yeah.
And also, you need to vote for him even though he's doing a genocide.
Yeah.
Because unless you threaten them with withholding your vote, the only little smidgen of political power you have in this supposed American democracy, you're not doing anything. If you're not going to make a realistic threat to withhold your vote over a fucking genocide, then what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you expect them to? What incentive do they even have to change?
Nothing. Yeah, like this is the clearest example of for the Democrats to say, okay, we can do the worst imaginable thing, short
Yeah.
of actually openly going there and doing it ourselves. And no one's going to
We can do
withhold their
anything
vote.
we fucking want. And just rely on
Yeah.
getting the votes by default from being the least bad. So we basically, they're just going to keep going to the right. Like they went to the right in immigration as well recently. And
Yeah.
like if you don't put pressure on them from the left, real pressure that could have real consequences for them, they have no incentive not to just keep going to the right. But I mean, the people who advocate for like vote blue no matter who, they know that. They know that. At the end of the day, what they want is for people to vote for the Democrats. They don't actually care about anything else.
Yeah. And this is why, or part of the reason why, at the end of the day, like electoralism, I mean, vote locally. You know, you can make some difference there. There are genuine like socialist candidates at city halls and stuff like that. That's cool. But at the federal level, there's not much you can
That's
do
the
there.
thing,
Your
though,
vote doesn't
like,
really matter.
to build up on the federal
That's-
level, you have to start local. You have to start a party,
Right.
expand
Exactly.
it, and then get to the federal level once you get enough support to make some sort of like realistic, at least a symbolically significant challenge. Like the US, like people make too many excuses for the US system. Like you have to work within the Democratic Party, blah blah blah. No, you don't have to. It's like you don't try.
Yeah. You just get involved, like get organized, join some kind of socialist organization,
all the
whichever
people
one.
do is
I don't
back
care.
Democratic candidates everywhere.
Yeah.
And rather than like obviously you probably wouldn't be able to run a candidate in like a fucking presidential election immediately, but that's why you do it over time. If you don't even like, that's how this works. Like they spread the idea that you have to work within the Democratic Party so that no one even tries to build up like a grassroots party that actually makes realistic challenges on the local level that could eventually become like on the state level and then like on the federal level.
Yeah. And it's like if you look to history, that you don't even need to win through the ballot box, honestly. Like if you just build enough class consciousness, build a party that has enough of a presence that people are aware of it and have enough of the working people on their side, you're in a pretty good spot to inherit a government if the existing one implodes.
Yeah, maybe it'll happen in the US, but I doubt it. Because
yeah, I don't.
Americans are
hold out much
too
hope,
brainwashed. Americans are too involved.
We're very, very comfortable comparatively. We've had the most successful propaganda campaign for the last 100 years. Class consciousness has been reduced to almost nothing. It is coming back a little bit now, thankfully. In the last 5-ish years, it started to resurge.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best
people are
way
joining.
to get the US to change is going to be pressure put on it in other places, like by either making its actions elsewhere unpopular or too costly. And a part of that will have to be done at home as well.
Yeah. Well, I think what's going to happen is as the U.S. loses its iron grip abroad, we lose those trade deals, things get a little bit less profitable. That extractive tendency is going to be turned inwards even more. They're going to tighten the purse strings. They're going to cut benefits, pay, everything across the board on American workers, which is going to create a surge of both reaction and leftist sentiment, which will intensify the struggle here in the United States, make the contradictions more apparent. And then what happens next is anyone's guess. It could go very well or it could go very, very poorly. So that's why you need to get organized, work with comrades who know what they're doing, go into your communities, fish in water, all that stuff.
Well, at least when the Americans turn inwards, they'll forget about us for a while.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a net positive for the rest of the world.
I mean, it's like the sort of situation that could result in like new powers rising without the US noticing or being able to stop it.
Yeah.
What is there right now? There's like Iran, which isn't exactly the greatest government in the world. They actually do stuff against US hegemony in that region, at least. And there's China. And that's about it. There's not even the Wagner Group anymore. The Wagner Group's gone. Yeah. R.I.P. Wagner Maoism. It is kind of funny. Right, Russia just like straight up started making their own PMCs and sending them to like faraway places.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see more and more of that. Like the U.S. has been doing similar things.
Yeah, it's
easy way to wash your hands of it. Yeah.
In Iraq, like fucking the PMC shit was everywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense. Like, there's no way it's cheaper for them to do that. It's just like a way for them to funnel like money to the private sector. Honestly,
Yeah.
you got to give them their contracts.
That and plausible deniability. Very easy to commit atrocities when it's misguided private citizens who
Yeah,
are
I actually
acting
think
of their own
like the
accord.
only real convictions for like atrocities in Iraq were of PMCs, really.
Yeah.
And even then, there's very few. There was one, I don't remember exactly what it was, but like an incident where PMCs like just massacred like 20 people at a roundabout, and that was like one of the only prosecutions of like American personnel in Iraq on any significant level with a real penalty.
Yeah.
And obviously, the reason why they could do that was because they officially weren't part of the military, so they don't really care if they get thrown under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the BRICS?
Yeah, let's get BRICS. I'm optimistic. Honestly, anything that kind of pushes back against U.S. hegemony, both economic and cultural,
I don't think that
is
BRICS
a good
really
thing.
does enough yet. I don't know. For me, it's like, it seems like they're still mostly like a conference more so. They're making a bank now. It could be something, I don't know. But they need to do more on the practical level rather than just be like a symbolic sort of grouping.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing that Milei did is he made us not join the BRICS.
Yeah, that was cringe.
Very cringe. Yeah, and
it's got a funding update. How are we doing with donations?
How are we doing? Let's see. How many we got? All right, what's this? This is like an old thing. Sorry, you can't see it. This is a poor screen that I made once. BadEmpanada has been kidnapped. $38,810. Unless it's not updated. Let's see.
There we go.
Since the last refresh is like 1,000. It seems like we're getting like $1,000 like every 10 minutes. It just isn't bad. If that keeps up.
That's awesome.
That keeps up.
Anybody who hasn't donated, this is a direct order from Commissar JT.
Yeah.
Please go donate. Get in there.
Please
donate. Help out. The
how do you talk so long without like going to drink water? Is something wrong with me? Yeah. Or are you drinking water the whole time?
No, I've got water right here. Yeah, I've got water here.
I think my problem is that I have one little glass of water and I don't have a bottle like a true gamer.
Yeah. You got to go big.
Hold on, I got to get a bottle real quick. 1 second.
Go on, do your thing.
Tell them to donate. Tell them to give money now.
You got it, partner. Just like Captain America says, every bond you buy is a bullet in the barrel of our best guy's gun. But seriously, if you can donate, if you're able, please do. Just, if we can get a handful of meals to people in Gaza who desperately need it, people who have been intentionally starved, who have been resorting to eating grass or animal feed for weeks now, if you can just get a meal in a child's hand. I mean, the pictures we've seen coming out of Gaza are just unconscionable. But, they say the best revenge is the laughter of children. So help feed a child, feed a family, feed the parents of these beautiful children who have been doing their absolute best to put on a brave face for the future of the Palestinian people, for these kids. So if you're able to donate, please chip in. Any amount truly helps. Let's see what we can raise for Gaza, friends. All right, let's see what chat's saying. I'm way behind on chat here, so forgive me if I'm reading old stuff. One guy says I was going to bring Ted Cruz on. If I could get Ted Cruz on the deprogram, I might do it just to see what it would be like. I hate that man so much. Thankfully, he's kind of fallen out of public consciousness.
Wait, who do you hate?
I think Ted Cruz. The guy sucks.
I haven't heard anything about him in a long time.
Yeah, I was just saying, thankfully, he's fallen out of public consciousness a little bit. I don't think he's going to run for president anymore, which would be great. He is hated even among Republicans in Texas. That guy is a worm.
He's the weirdest fucking guy ever.
Yeah, he's
like
creepy.
You would think that he's from like one of those weird political families, but he's not. He's just a guy.
No, just a freak.
Like I don't know. He's. I would think that he's Jeb Bush would be like that, that sort of person, but he's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet Jeb.
Sweet little Jeb. I don't even know what happened to him after 2016. He just kind of disappeared. Poor guy.
Yeah, he gave it a shot.
What are we at? How much did they donate? Let's see.
Let's see.
Got about... I don't even know. We made about $300 since the last refresh. Not bad. Not bad, but it could be better, team.
Love it.
Could be better. Donate all your money to Palestine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just
Hey,
go
look,
pour for
Hakim's in chat.
Palestine.
Or he was a while back. Listen to Daddy Hakim. Everybody donate.
Hello, Hakim. Please donate money for Palestine now. Thank you.
Who's texting me? Ah, the old ball and chain.
Ah, the old ball and chain? Oh, no.
My beautiful, loving wife. She's just giving me an update on
Never, ever,
what
ever,
our little gremlin is up to.
never, ever bring her onto your channel or your stream or anything. Never.
No. No.
Just making sure.
Certainly not. Yeah,
do
not a chance.
Do not involve anyone from your real life in this. Anyone who does that is a weird freak.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
actively hurting their loved ones.
Yeah, not good.
Like, I have a specific policy. I've had people, like, who I know in real life be like, hey, can I come on? I bet it'll be fun. No. Do you know what you're saying?
Do that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't even do pictures of family on social media.
Good call.
Nope.
Guys, how goes the donations? By the way, everyone, just to bring you up to speed, make sure to follow my new Twitter account. Very important. This is the official BadEmpanada Twitter account at Nuked First World. That's the name.
Let me go follow.
Thank you for following me. Everyone must know I'm already making the greatest tweets ever, such as denouncing Bo the Fifth Column as a human trafficker. Everyone, follow now and retweet my incredible denouncement of this evil being. Thank you.
Jeez, that's a crazy story. I'm looking at
I
it
just
now.
ignores it. He just straight up ignores it. Like,
I mean, that's the play.
I actually
that is
thought
the play. If you were
when I made this video on my main channel, and I thought that would be enough to finally get him to acknowledge it, because no one's really made a big video on it. The previous ones had like 20,000 views, and
yeah,
I made the video. I laid it out. I was kind of expecting him to finally address it and at least, like, deny it, to lie about it. He didn't even try. He's just moving on like nothing ever happened. And he can, and like, unless like, or maybe even if like a massive YouTuber picks it up, he can just ignore it.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of times there's no overlap between one creator's audience and another. So if the audience that has been following him forever isn't aware of it and he never mentions it, what's gonna change?
Yeah, I mean, there are tons of people who like defend these people though and just straight up fucking lie about what he did. Like, people are like, this guy, he was actually like, they try to reframe human trafficking. Like, he brought in like temporary workers on like 6-month visas to be exploited and then send them back. And they try to frame it as him helping refugees or helping people get jobs. It's like, officer, I didn't murder that guy. I just helped him end his life. Jesus. When is Hakim coming on? Or is he working shift in a hospital like a normal human being?
Good question. Want me to ping him?
Yeah, he was in the chat. I think he's waiting for Ugopnik to come on. That's what everyone is only here just hoping that Ugopnik will come on. That's the only reason anyone's here. Will. He's the main fun. He's the main source of funds for Gaza, I bet. He's the main draw.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's our boy.
What are we at now? Let's do a quick refresh. What do we got? It's not refreshing. I have to refresh in my browser.
Rip.
Very high production value stream. $40,315. Hell yeah.
There we go. That's like over 10 grand since
10 grand more.
I came on.
Hell yeah. It's crazy. I don't know.
Well
I had no
done.
idea I had this kind of power.
Look at you. You could fund whatever you want.
Yeah, maybe I'll fund my lawsuit against Rupavlu. I don't know. I think money for Gaza is a better cause than that.
Yeah.
At the
Kopnick
very
should take a
least,
shot after every donation. You're going to kill our boy.
I mean, there's a lot of donations. I can't even keep up with them. Like, this is like 5 donations a minute or something like that. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Like, at the beginning of the
That's so
stream, I
good.
was trying to read off all the donations, and I realized that I'm not going to be able to do it. I was planning to do it, and I can't. I simply can't.
Well done, chat. You should be proud of yourself. This is awesome. If you just joined, please do donate. Help make a difference. Let's send some money.
But remember, this will not fix the problem. The problem will only be fixed by forcing your governments to stop supporting the Zionist entity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get out onto the street. Don't vote for Joe Biden. Remember, vote uncommitted. He's your new president.
Yeah.
Uncommitted.
Anyone listening in a Western country that is friendly with Israel, we have a responsibility to do whatever is in our power to help get across that this is unacceptable, that we will not stand for supporting an apartheid regime, a genocidal apartheid regime. So if you can protest and do it safely, please do so. Heckle politicians when they're out at restaurants. Whatever you can do to make it clear that this is not what we want. We will not support this. We will not allow it to continue if we have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Let me check. I'll check on the boys here. Let me see if either of them are finna hop on. Yeah, it looks like HAKIM is going to be busy, unfortunately, I think. Yugopnik?
Yugopnik is coming on. He told me he's coming on like in like an hour maybe. We'll see. Something like that.
Okay. Right on. Am I hogging the airtime? Do you want to kick me off and get another guest on?
No. What else would I be doing? It's not like I have a ton of guests lined up or anything. I arranged this like literally 2 days ago and didn't really think about it beforehand. I thought about it so little that like just a couple, like before I started, I was frantically trying to figure out how to get the donation thing on the screen.
Oh, wow.
It's harder than I thought. And like if you're not doing it with like something that has like stream integration, it's annoying.
Yeah. I'm so bad at streaming. I don't know why. Well, I guess I do know why. I'm the one in the US with the more stable internet connection to run the stream. But man, I'm so bad at it. I hate doing deprogrammed streams. I like doing the streams. I hate facilitating the streams.
Yeah. That's the worst part. You gotta, I don't know, hire some Eastern European immigrants, bring them over from 6-month visas. That'll fix the problem.
Ooh, I just got a little tidbit of information here. HAKIM might hop on. He's asking what to do.
Use Discord. Or you can invite him to the call, I think.
Oh, can I? Okay, cool. Let me add person. HAKIM.
As we speak, irrelevant to this, but as we speak, I'm getting like, for some reason, a bunch of comments on the video about Poe the Fifth Column defending him. I don't understand where they're coming from. Someone must have linked it somewhere. Hello. Is HAKIM here? Oh, hold on. I have to join a new call. Or something. I don't know. Okay, we're getting this set up. We're a bunch of old men who don't know how to use technology. There's a newfangled Discord app. It's for the gamers. Hello.
Hey, guess who I found?
Hello, welcome.
Can I be heard?
Yes.
All right, hold on.
Are you at work?
Yeah, and lucky for you, I always have this mic with me. So,
Guess
or
where
at
he
least
keeps it.
Perfect. You never know when you'll get invited to a charity stream.
exactly. I keep it in my patience. Hold on, I'm hiding out in a closet basically. So there's not too much time I can spend here. But fuck it.
People
Well,
walking
the
by
most
us, I was like,
important
why
thing?
is
The
there
most-
English coming from this closet?
Oh
The
my
most
God,
important thing
I
to do is
love
to
it.
yell at people and tell them to donate.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Everybody donate. I think everybody should know that. UNRWA, please, or UNRWA. As JT, please do the American saying of it, please.
UNRWA.
Is that a thing? Surely
Yeah.
Americans don't. They don't.
They pronounce it as a word, not as an acronym, and they
UNRWA? How would you say that?
UNRWA.
I don't know. I've heard what's his name? Wolf said it once, I believe.
Oh, that
he,
sounds about right.
They gotta
Yeah, and
say
he
some
gave
symbols.
he gave some stupendous, absolutely beautiful American rendition. But
Love that.
for those unaware, the patient sandwiches have not been part of my life for a while because I don't know why. I think they're all to my shenanigans. I can't find them anymore. Actually, no. It's just for some reason my shifts are not timed along with the stock replenishment. Alhamdulillah.
Doesn't surprise me that they say
Scrounging.
UNRWA because it's just I mean, it's not an acronym, but it reminds me of like Iraq, Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Americans
Right.
just have their own way to pronounce everything, and they never change.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
man.
first they invade your country, and they fucking mispronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Salt in the wound. Yeah.
Iraq and Baghdad and Mosul and all these
Mosul,
other-
that's my favorite.
God,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Honestly,
God.
Americans shouldn't be allowed to speak.
Yeah.
Generally. But aside from our sweet baby boy JT.
Oh,
But,
shucks.
Hey,
Hey, I will say this is you can take this as proof, chat, that HAKIM and I are indeed different people.
Nice.
We're live
exactly
on the
right,
same
see?
stream.
This sounds like suspiciously like set up. You guys are setting me up to use me.
All
to
this is
say that.
pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Oh
Probably.
my god. How are you doing today, Habibi? Isn't it super early over there or super late?
Where's me?
Yeah, for you.
Oh, it's 5 p.m. right now. I started at 2 p.m., so it's not
Okay.
bad.
Okay,
It's
not too
raining
bad.
like
Alright.
shit, so it's actually the perfect day to be doing a full day stream.
Perfect.
All right. Oh well, then best of
I
luck.
got
with that,
out
Habibi.
and did everything that I needed to do for the day before starting the stream, and then it began raining immediately. So it's like a sign from Allah that today was the day for the Palestine stream.
Blessed. Blessed.
Alhamdulillah.
Absolutely.
But Ramadan Kareem to everybody in the chat. This is the time. All right. Get them hasanat. I don't know what to tell you. That's number one. And number two, some dumbass wrote Iraq is an invented word. My guy, the southern part of Iraq, or like the middle Iraq to southern part of Iraq, has been known as Iraq for at least 2,000 years at this point. So yeah. And even older, the name of the country is based on the city of Uruk, which is possibly the oldest inhabited civilizational center, going back 6,000 years. So.
Oh, okay. It's weird. What is it?
Disconnected.
What does an invented word even mean?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
aren't
they're all
words
invented. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you think that like there's natural words and then there's fake words? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
No, there's some goo goo gagas, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. What was Kelsey's first word? Habibi? JT.
I have Kelsey, my wife's or my
Not
daughter's.
Kelsey. It's your daughter,
Oh,
Evie. Not Kelsey. Evie. Evie is sorry.
her first word was Dada, actually.
Oh,
So I'm very proud of
Damn,
that.
you
Yeah.
got chosen.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the one. I'm the favorite.
Oh.
Mm,
You all heard
Yeah.
it.
Oh my god, I love it. But yeah. No, I
Or
don't.
for-
I don't. You know these weird things that parents keep track of, like
Yeah.
oh your first steps and you're this and you're that. My parents didn't give three shits about any of this.
Maybe it's
I
like
think I
a-
asked them at one point.
Is it like
Mhm.
a like Anglo-cultural thing, or is it everyone? I don't know. To care about that shit.
I don't know. Do your parents know your first steps and first
I
word
don't
and all that kind of
remember.
stuff? Mm,
They probably don't remember either
exactly.
because they never said anything to me about it.
Mm.
Lamau.
See, people in
Yeah.
comments are saying Hamas was the first word. Exactly right.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah.
Oh my.
It's good, baby.
Oh my god.
So like nothing to do with any of this, but are you like at liberty to say like where in Iraq you're from, Hakim? Because I don't actually know.
Originally Baghdad.
And not anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like, when you have urban sprawl to a point where it's the smaller cities around the big city
yeah.
kind of become part of the bigger city as a
Yeah.
suburb. Think about it like that.
It's like me in Dallas.
completely.
Yeah.
It's like in Buenos Aires,
Basically.
you have Buenos Aires like the city, and then there's Buenos Aires, which is like the province, and it's like New York, and then there's New York, the state sort of thing. And there's a certain point where saying you're from Buenos Aires is just kind of muddying the waters because people are going to think you're from the city, but you're definitely not.
Yeah. Exactly right. So that's what happens. But that's roughly where I am. My supervisor is from Mosul, if you want to know that, and she's the coolest person I've met.
Nice.
Cool. You have a supervisor. You're not the supervisor. I was
No,
thinking you'd
no,
be like
absolutely
the
not.
guy.
I'm a lowly resident.
You at the command of the staff of the hospital.
No, absolutely not. You know the meme. Actually, it's happened. I've told you. I was at times. I won't mention the hospital, but a very very large hospital. Ridiculously so large hospital, and it's happened that I am the only emergency medicine doctor working the night shift, maybe with one other poor soul.
That sounds terrible.
It's as fun as it sounds. So that's happened. And by the way, it's not like, it's a once or twice thing. This happens on a regular basis. I'm finishing a placement in basically over the next couple of weeks, and now I'm back in my like quote unquote home clinic. And they're like, "Oh, welcome back. Here's 3 weeks of straight nights. You're gonna be the only guy. You're welcome."
Rib.
But yeah.
Being a doctor sucks. Why are you a doctor? Why don't you quit and just make YouTube videos?
Because Habib, I worked too hard for this. I ate shit for 6 years. I bled for this fucking degree.
You could become one of those YouTube doctors. There's a couple of those I've seen.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
They make
Oh my
bank.
god. Yeah, but that's possibly that. My god. No, I'm a lowly resident, and the best way I can describe it is those dick flattening session memes. That's basically what being a resident is like.
Excuse me, what?
It's your overseeing physician being like, "It's time for your dick flattening session." I'm like, "Yes, honey." Oh my
That sounds. I just can't imagine like being a YouTuber and like voluntarily choosing to keep doing what you were doing beforehand. But I guess being a doctor is like serious and good.
A proper calling.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a proper calling. It's like, damn, I don't have to work for anyone else anymore aside from like Daddy Google.
Yeah. No, I'd rather work for the state that delivers wages late. That's what I want. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
Awesome.
want them to give me.
Got to work for the state that
we
was
had-
like destroyed by the USA and made
Yeah.
unfunctional.
I mean, we had a what's it called? Like a wage discussion. I don't know what you call it. Where you renegotiate your wage, basically.
Oh, like your review, your annual review.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Your annual review, and I sat with my boss basically, and they were like, "Yeah, you did a really good job." Blah blah. I have everything that I need to get done for the time. I showed them all my all the necessary stuff that I need to get done, and it was done. And then in the end, they're like, "We're gonna give you like just enough." So your real wage has been reduced by like 6%. So basically, it's technically a wage cut, but the number is higher.
Classic.
Great.
Yeah, and I remember
They
I was
told
like,
you
okay,
that
thank
straight
you.
up?
And I mean, they told me that they're gonna increase it, and then when you like actually count it out, so yeah. But
Hoping you didn't notice.
Yeah. Not that they know. They were embarrassed to tell me.
That's good at least.
But yeah.
Not embarrassed enough not to do it, of course.
Exactly right. People are asking how long are shifts? 12 hours, 16 hours. It depends on what you're working. I regularly work between 12 and 14-hour shifts, depending. My shortest shifts are 10 hours. And if you are a particularly unhappy soul, like some people I know, then you may be working regularly 24 or longer hour shifts.
Wow.
And by the way, 24 means 24-hour shifts. You're on call 24 hours. If you can catch a few Z's on a couch, but they're gonna call you.
That's incredible.
But yeah.
Is that because of understaffing, or is that just the norm?
I don't think there's I guess it's understaffing, but I've never been in a well-staffed and like abroad too. I've never seen a place that didn't have this shit. So I think it's just part of the culture at this rate.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. But,
Sounds horrible. I'd rather be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
No, look, it's ups and downs, alhamdulillah. But
Mhm.
yeah, hey, you don't get patient sandwiches as a YouTuber. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
True.
You don't get to touch balls.
How
do you
Some
know?
of them
It's
with
horrible.
questionable consent.
Yeah.
Well, at least now you guys know that you can also do a stream like this and make lots of money for you're in RWA, definitely not Hamas.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly right.
That would be kind of cool if we can just teach my stupid ass how to manage this. I probably couldn't even figure out how to put the
If
total,
I can,
like the donation
look,
total on screen.
I'm here, and it took me like hours. Like I had to make a browser source, and then I had to like meticulously crop it and put it into the corner, and then I have to manually refresh it. But they do at least have their own like pay. Like the UNRWA has the American branch at least has their own page where you can begin your own donation campaign, and it's easy to set up.
That's
to
cool.
send their money directly. Because if without that, I would have been fucked. Because I was worried. Like,
Yeah.
if people send me money originally, how the fuck do I send it to them? Because it's obvious. Because it's like a whole can of worms. Receiving money in Argentina and then getting it out.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, maybe
I'm sure
we could do
Iraq
like
is similar.
a.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Once you
no,
get
it's
money
not-
there,
it's not
I
good.
hope you don't want to send it to any other country. I don't know.
Yeah, no. You're gonna have to go like Western Union or some other
yeah.
garbage, or like a guy who knows a guy who's gonna get it like through Turkey or some shit. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, here, like, so receiving money isn't that bad, but getting it out, you lose so much that it's like, honestly, just don't do it.
Interesting.
So I'm glad that, I found the page to just send the money directly as well. That way, no one can accuse me of stealing it as well. Because maybe I would have stolen it, who knows?
Who can say?
Who can say? At least this way, I'm not tempted. I feel like there's a lot of people who do like donation drives and stuff and just end up taking a lot of the money because there's no way to really know if they do or not.
I know some people can post you can post receipts, right? Like they give you a receipt for the donation. I guess that would be one way.
Yeah, but I mean, you can also just doctor a screenshot if you want.
I guess that's true. Yes, you see, this is why I'm not a forensics scientist or something. Like I'm not. Oh, surely this document
it would be
been doctored.
extremely easy to just like inspect elements or something and like change the amount that you send to the charity.
That's true. Oh, real garbage person behavior.
I don't doubt that it happens all the time. Like I don't trust any of these people.
Yeah.
They're in it for the money already. Why wouldn't they be in it for the money? Because a lot of people like use their donation drives as like for like clout. Like they're like, I raise money for this. I'm a good person. Blah blah blah. I don't consider it. I don't think I'm a good person for doing this. I think like there's people who are sending money right now who are actually, they're the ones who are taking a bit of a hit to themselves to help out. I haven't sent a single dollar yet. I should. I'm honestly too lazy to try, but I should. But I'm telling people they're doing it. I'm not actually doing anything. I'm not losing anything from doing this.
Right.
I remember they had the the old website. Because after the bullshit where they tried to punish them, they had to like restructure for the old official like UN affiliated website went down for a little bit. It was there was some difficulty, but I think it's back up, the original website now, but I would have to check. Regardless, through that, it's like you can do just through this link, the get involved link. It doesn't matter.
So if you two want to do your own little stream fundraiser, or maybe as like a deep program thing, you guys could. I've raised 40,000, You would raise so much
Yeah.
more than that. You would raise like at least 3 or 4 times more easily.
You think
Oh,
so?
yeah.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah,
Well, maybe
because
we'll
I
have to
mean,
do
my
like a-
channel is not that huge. I have like this is like 1,000 viewers, right? 1,000, 1,200 viewers, then and like 400 of them are here because of YouTube. So
Mm.
I don't know. I think you guys are more popular, especially when you consider you also have your own individual channels as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do like a Helldiver stream or something. Every time
Yeah.
I die, somebody has to donate.
Well,
I die a
so
lot.
when you die, you punish the
you
viewers.
bankrupt them.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
to me.
exactly.
You bankrupt our viewers. Get them.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
We're at $42,339. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Everybody,
Love
keep
it.
bumping those numbers up. I gotta get going, but I
Okay.
love you all.
Okay, don't touch any
all right.
balls.
Donate. Smash.
Yeah.
It's. I'm sorry, I cannot promise that.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
done.
You know what? I'll think about you. If the chance comes, okay.
Okay,
yeah.
that's
Love it.
reassuring. Thank you. All right, see you.
All
Thanks for
right,
coming
yeah, well,
on.
No worries. Take care, guys. Mwah,
See
bye.
you, partner.
That's HAKIM, everyone.
That's our boy.
We
That's our boy.
We got a HAKIM cameo, very rare.
Yeah. Yeah. To be able to pry him away from
Ball
whatever he
touching,
does, chopping people up. Yeah.
putting them back together.
What a guy. What are we at now? 40 something?
We are at. Let's refresh. I figured out how to refresh it finally, consistently.
Nice.
Okay, maybe I haven't. Or maybe it just hasn't gone up. Oh, it has. It's
Oh,
at
well.
42,479.
Ooh, 42-4. All right. Well done, chat.
Good job,
Genuinely
everyone.
thank you.
Good
Yeah.
job. Some people have like accidentally
wasn't,
donated to me instead, and I feel bad.
Oh,
Especially because it takes a cut. Like YouTube takes it down like 25% or something.
yeah, they take a lot.
Make sure you donate to the actual link. It's pinned in the chat and it's in the description. Is
Yeah,
Marcus
someone
Wall
in chat's
going to be
asking
here?
about,
I haven't seen him.
Ask about Noah. What about Noah Sampson?
Noah said that he can't come on. I'm not sure if he can't come on because he got like yelled at by Vosh pedophile fans or because he just actually can't come on. But it's one of those two.
Damn.
He's gonna come on, and then it's like people are like, "Oh my god, I can't fucking believe that you're going on the BadEmpanada stream." Didn't you know that this guy did all of these things that he didn't actually do? And then like 2 seconds later, they defend the guy who shows child pornography on his stream. So I don't know about that.
Yeah. Those people, man. Yeah, God forbid you raise some money for the UN RWA. UNRWA. My mistake.
And these are the same people who as well, like when you say their favorite streamer is shitty or whatever, they will respond by saying, "But he donated money, he raised money or whatever."
Yeah.
It's okay. All right, what is there to talk about? We need subjects to keep these people. We can just tell them to donate money. Guys, donate money. Donate money to UNRWA now. The worst part about this is that I forgot to turn off the emails, and I get an email every single time. So if you want to spam my email, send money to UNRWA. If you hate me, the best way that you can hate me is to just flood my fucking email by sending a bunch of donations.
Yeah, and to make it even worse, make sure all of your donations, if you donate $10, break it up into 10 individual $1 donations.
That would really own me. If you guys sent like $1,000 as $1, I would be destroyed.
Talk about the reaction to Jonathan Glazer's Oscar speech.
Who's
I didn't
Jonathan
watch
Glazer?
the Oscars. He was the guy. I don't know if he's director. I don't keep up with movies very much these days, but he was part of a team that made a movie about the Holocaust, I believe. I think it's called, was it Zone of Interest? Somebody who has a letterboxd, roast me in the comments, please. I think he was the guy who made the Holocaust film, and he used his acceptance speech to, as far as I know, I haven't heard it, a kind of fairly middle of the road condemnation of Israel. Like basically saying,
how dare you invoke How dare you attack a
Right.
Jewish state by invoking the Holocaust? Blah, 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 blah.
Right, exactly.
How dare you call us
that's
out for doing things that are similar to what the Nazis did in actual material fact? It's not allowed.
yeah. Yeah, and he said something like, "Don't invoke my Jewishness," or "I refute my Jewishness and the Holocaust being used as a justification for genocide," or something like that. And so people are clipping that first bit, "I refute my Jewishness and the Holocaust," something like that, to try to spin it
Oh, yes,
as
they love
him
doing that,
being
don't they?
anti-Semitic. Yeah,
Classic bullshit.
yeah.
All right, let's see
And
if
there
I
were a
can
lot
turn
of
off those emails.
you getting spammed?
I didn't even realize it. It's too much. Like I'm gonna like legitimately just fill out my Gmail if I don't stop it.
Wow.
But that's a good sign. It's a good sign. It means
Yeah.
that we are getting a bajillion donations.
Who's the guest? I am the guest. I am JT from Second Thought,
Second
First Thought
Thought.
Deprogram.
He makes videos about it. Israel is evil. That's how you know he's good.
And I get roasted for it. That's
yeah,
okay though.
I don't know. Roasted by whom? It's not really. It doesn't really count as a roast if it's from a Zionist.
No, if the people aren't worth responding to, yeah.
Next, you're gonna get roasted by E. Fartlow.
That would be a jewel in my crown.
God, I would love to get quote tweeted by her. It would make my day. I got quote tweeted once by who's the other guy? The like skinny white guy.
That
Everyone
narrows
knows
it
who I'm
down.
talking about. No, the skinny white guy who is a Zionist on Twitter. Everyone knows who I'm talking about.
Zionist on Twitter.
The blue eyes white twink. It's like the blue eyes white
I can't
dragon.
keep all my
but
Zionist straight. Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Blake Flayton, that's the one. I don't remember his name. I only remember his like the nickname that I gave him, the blue eyes white twink.
Mm-hmm.
He's the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Poor guy. No, not poor guy. He's a bad guy.
All right, now, okay, guys. Sorry, I turned off the email, so you should donate all your money at once, not in little like $1 at a time.
Yeah, send some chunks. Let's get that number up.
You guys are not sending enough money. Please send more. Thank you. How much have we made? Let's refresh again. Check it out. So the last time I refreshed, it was 42,479. What will happen if I press F5? Let's find out. 43,324.
Oh, I was going to be so close. I was going to say 43.3.
Damn, very close.
Nice
Thank you
work,
everyone
chat.
for donating. Your money will give meals to some starving Gazans at least, hopefully, and perhaps
Yeah.
help for the resistance to resist the genocidal Zionists, if we're lucky.
Yeah, this is actual material support. This is very good, and it's tweets are good, videos
If
are
only
good.
it was
but
illegal,
actually,
I would send money to Hezbollah. If only it was legal. I mean, there's like still ads like donate to Ukraine and stuff. What if I want to donate to the resistance in Palestine? Then
Illegal.
not just donate to
Bad.
Ukraine, donate to like the Ukrainian military directly.
Yeah, that's nuts. My favorite thing is that they had that fund, or they opened up a website where you could like private citizens can buy Ukrainian state assets. I was like, that
Jesus.
is insane. They're just selling off their country, and this is what happens. This is what happens every time.
There's like the shit that's like sign a bomb.
Oh, it's just evil.
Jesus fuck. Man. If only I could organize the BadEmpanada Gaza volunteer brigades. All right, now let's see a refresh. It's been like 2 minutes. How much money do we make in 2 minutes? Let's find out. Before it's 43,324. Now
64 now.
43,385. So we're slowing down a bit, guys. I'm honestly disappointed.
Come on now.
I'm very disappointed with you guys.
All I can assume is that you all in the chat hate me
Yeah, and me.
And you don't
And
want me to
Palestine.
be happy. Yeah. All right, JT, what new videos are you working on? Tell you what, I'm going to start a timer right now. Let's see.
Okay, you respond to that while
For-
I go to the bathroom again. I'm a
All
fucking
right.
lightweight. Jesus.
All right, what we'll do is we'll let BadEmpanada go to the bathroom and come back. If we have raised $100 by the time he gets back, I'll tell you what my next video is on. So go right now and donate at the pinned link or the link in the description to the UNRWA. If we raise $100 by the time Empanada gets back, I will tell you exactly what my next video will be. And it is already in the works. Can you do it, chat? For those who are just joining, BadEmpanada is in the bathroom. If we can raise $100 by the time he gets back, I will tell you what my next video topic is. Yeah, Empanada is powdering his nose. Freshening up. Can we do it, chat? Here he comes. I hear him walking. Let's see. Extortion. Yes, I'm extorting you. For those who are just joining, BadEmpanada is in the bathroom. If we can raise $100 by the time he gets back, I will tell you my next video topic. It's going to be a good one. It could have been much longer, the script, than it ended up being. I just had to cut it short. I'm like, there were so many examples I wanted to use. And this has kind of been what's happening recently. All the stuff I'm doing about the genocide. I just want to keep writing, but I know people don't watch past 10 minutes, something like that. Tell them to take longer. Yeah.
Damn. I only got here at the end of that.
Oh, he's back.
Hello.
He's back. He's
Yeah,
back.
dude, I made a video like specifically outlining like in legal terms why it would be a genocide if it were ever actually tried. At least if the court wasn't biased. And it only got like 80,000 views. But my video, like previous video, that was like very simple, like 15-minute long explanation of why the US supports Israel, got like 150,000. And it was kind of disappointing because I feel one of them was like way more complicated. And I'm pretty sure that's, even though it's obviously a way better video, it's just too long. No one wants to watch that sort of thing. Dead on arrival, basically.
All right, go check the funding, the money, and see if it's been over $100 since you left.
Okay.
Because I offered the chat something.
Okay. I guess it's a surprise for me because I don't know. 43,385. 43,865 now. So about $500.
500 since you left. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
What did you offer them?
Well, fair enough. I just offered to tell them the topic of my next video.
Oh, what is it?
The topic of the next video is going to be how the Western press is complicit in the genocide in Gaza. I cited a number of examples, including the awful New York Times piece. What was it? Screams Without Words, something like that. The one that started the whole mass rape atrocity blitz.
The one whose like main case study, whose family said that she wasn't actually raped. That one.
Yep. The author was an IDF intelligence soldier, and it was attributed to a veteran New York Times writer. And that's just one of the examples. I'm trained as a journalist. That's what my degree was in, journalism, mass communication with a minor in film production. So I know this world quite well. I know why headlines are written the way that they are. I know what they're trying to do with them. And so that's kind of what the video is about. It's me, like a journalist perspective on how the media is using its power and its weasel words to deflect blame from Israel and basically launder support for genocide. I think it's going to be an interesting one.
Trying to justify it any way possible. Like, look what these barbarians did. Wouldn't you genocide an entire, like all of them, if they did this to you as well, blah, 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 and then it never happened anyway. And like all of the fucking evidence of the October 7th mass rape shit, it's the same shit every single time. Like they literally have two pictures. There's like the one of like the dead woman on the ground whose skirt is hiked up, and that's the one whose family said she wasn't actually raped. So obviously there's some sort of other explanation there. Like, I don't know, who fucking knows? Maybe she was pissing or something. Maybe, I don't know. There has to be some other explanation than literal rape. And then there's the one. There's the one of the woman in like sweatpants with blood on the backside, and it's like you can't think of any explanation for why someone like leaving a chaotic combat area would possibly have blood, like be bleeding in their clothes. Like there's a million other explanations. Maybe she just sat on blood or something. Who knows? And they see that and they immediately say this is proof of rape, and people just turn their brains off and they think like there can't be any other possible explanation for this because they just show it over and over again and scream, "This is what this is. This is what this is."
Yeah. And the thing about the rape stuff is no one in their right mind, there's not a single decent person on this earth who will defend sexual violence of any kind. Those people should get the wall, people who commit sexual violence. But it's also a very powerful and convenient accusation, specifically because of that. If you say, there was mass rape and someone tries to push back on that, suddenly the person pushing back is an apologist for rape.
Yeah.
And so it's a non-starter of an argument there. You have to have a massive amount of information to debunk a claim that's severe. And before the Intercept's article, I don't think you really could have that amount of information. You couldn't say with certainty that it was false, even if the IDF has
That's the issue. Like you can never really say it is false. You can never really say it is false because so much about October 7th is unclear, and it's never going to be clear unless Israel releases like their documents, which they're probably never going to do. So like they have the advantage of the fact that you can't disprove a lot of what they say because there's just no evidence for it in the first place. So
yeah. I mean it's very similar to the argument of anti-Semitism. It's like you can't be a decent person and an anti-Semite, right? So if you can weaponize that claim, that accusation that if you don't support Israel or if you are attacking Israel, you're anti-Semitic. Then what can the other person do, right? So they have some very powerful propaganda pieces, some very powerful accusations they can level, and the average person just doesn't have the means to debunk that without coming off looking like an awful person.
Yeah, precisely. That's why they do it. Like Israel is just like Israel is basically like its propaganda is like coordinated like groups like scolding. Like they just yell at you and try to bully you into believing what they want you to believe. No evidence, no facts, just like, how dare you say that? How dare you say that? Until you fall into line. Otherwise, you're going to get fired from your job or something. That's how it works.
Right.
And when at least like as YouTubers, we have like relatively independent platforms to say whatever we want. And we're probably, they can't really do anything against us. And that makes them really angry. I noticed that. Like, the fact that I don't give in to like the bullying makes Zionists extremely fucking pissed.
Yeah, one of their main tactics is trying to get people fired from their jobs, but if you don't really have a job per se, kind of tough.
We're at 44,658. Keeps going up. Good job, everyone.
Well done, chat. Good job. I need to extort you more. What else do I have to offer?
Donate, everyone. Please donate to the UNRWA through the link in the description or in the pinned chat message.
Yeah, we need to set another challenge. What can we do? What do I have to offer these people?
How... I think a good offer would be like you would get an all expenses paid trip to join the resistance. Can we do that?
I think somehow we might get in a little bit of trouble for that.
Damn it. Okay, guys, didn't say anything.
That was hypothetical in Minecraft.
Someone said, how independent are you on YouTube? I am literally completely independent. I mean, unless you count like Patreon donations. Like no one does anything for me.
I guess the thing there would be how much can you really say on a corporate platform without getting deplatformed? And that I don't know. I don't know that we've seen anybody actually...
I mean, YouTube has been getting less bad, I feel, in terms of the algorithm. Yes. Like, it used to be horrible like 5 or 6 years ago. But now it's like... I feel like there's at least enough people looking up anti-Israel content and stuff like that, that they can't really suppress it anymore like they used to.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case. I've found that stuff about Palestine isn't getting demonetized at all.
I used to get
in
like
my
I
experience.
had a video that I made like just showing proof in real time of when I uncensored the word Zionist in a title, it got demonetized immediately,
Wow.
and that doesn't happen anymore.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, the only things that absolutely 100% of the time get demonetized for me is if I mention drugs or cops or the CIA. Every single time that gets demonetized instantly,
Yeah, Jesus,
which is kind of
almost at
scary.
45,000. Let's go, folks.
That's amazing. Good
It
job.
is amazing.
Let me grab my laptop charger. It's about to die. 1 sec.
Okay, I cannot fucking believe how much we've raised doing this. I should have done this earlier. No, I don't really get demonetized. I think it's because like I talk about things, but I'm careful with the language that I use a lot of the time, or I also, I'm experienced enough that I know what you can and can't say directly. Obviously, I don't censor myself, but I make sure that I say things in like a roundabout way if I need to. Like, you used to get demonetized just for mentioning the Holocaust. Now it doesn't really happen anymore.
All right, gang, I'm back.
Welcome.
Cheers.
I was saying that, like, I don't know.
Shortly.
Like, if I said, like, for example, the term Holocaust in a video, it would always get demonetized. Now I'd like almost never. So it's getting a bit better. I don't know. It's ridiculous too, because it was like you weren't allowed to talk about the Holocaust and make money off it, even though it's like one of the most important historical topics ever.
That's the thing. I think that's where YouTube was kind of having trouble deciding what was a valuable look at that stuff and what was not. Like you couldn't.
Yeah.
You had the news reporting on atrocities all the time, and they were perfectly fine to be monetized. So why couldn't an independent person report on the same stuff and get demonetized? So it kind of became like this double standard. And I think they probably just kind of threw up their hands at the end. They're like, whatever, they can all do it.
Yeah, totally. And it used to be as well, like not so much anymore, but I don't know, still happens, but less so. Like the manual reviews where like YouTube has like some outsourced worker in the Philippines give like a 2-second long look at your video to decide if it can be monetized or not.
Yeah.
There was one time where like I got a manual review on a video that was literally called like a video basically about terrorism. Like how like arguing that terrorism originally was a word that didn't have a negative connotation, and it got monetized on review. And then like a year later, it just suddenly became demonetized. Like I guess they reviewed it again or something. But then they realized that mistake.
That's funny. Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times, but yeah, I don't think it's ever gone the other way. Like something that's been demonetized will get remonetized much later.
Yeah, I don't think that happened to me. I have like an age-restricted video as well, a couple. I don't know why they're age-restricted. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. There's no explanation.
The CIA is a terrorist organization.
No one can know.
That one was instantly demonetized and age-restricted. And I put a lot of work into that one. And it's not like this is secret information. Like everything I put in that video, like a lot of like CIA people have said was the case, and it's all readily available online. So, yeah. I think they just don't like the word terrorist generally.
I think it's not so much that they're trying to censor, like talking about the CIA or whatever, because most of the things that we talk about the CIA are from documents the CIA themselves released.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't care about them anymore,
Yeah.
So I think it's just like YouTube has like keywords that they censor automatically unless you've built up like a trust with their monetization system. Like if you're a new YouTuber, you're just going to get demonetized on everything. But if you're, even if you're like an older YouTuber, you can still get caught up in it sometimes, but not as much.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the case.
Because like, I don't know if you noticed, but like for me, when I monetize a video, like you select, you assess it yourself. And depending on like how trustworthy they think you are, it's like, we'll trust you for this one, or we're not going to trust you for this one. Like they outright tell you like that robots' thoughts on your reliability for assessing the monetization of your own videos. Yeah.
Yeah. For chat, if you're not familiar with how this works, when a creator uploads a video, you go through this whole process. First, you go the basic information, title, thumbnail, description, upload the video. You have to check a box that says it's not made for kids. You have to check a box of whether it has paid promotion in it, so if it's sponsored. And then for the monetization page, you have to self-certify that your video has none of like a dozen categories of sensitive topics. So no firearms, no drugs, no children in dangerous situations, yada yada yada. No sensitive. There's like some really vague ones in there, like traumatic events, stuff like that. And you have to check a box that says my video contains none of these. And if you do that and then a video gets demonetized, the next time you do it to go to that page, there'll be a warning saying that it looks like you haven't responded accurately. We'll evaluate it ourselves this time or something like that. Which is just so frustrating. It's like it makes you self-certify, and you have no idea if there's something in there that's going to trip the algorithm up, and then you get punished for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's all incredibly automated, and getting a human to look at anything on this website is impossible almost. And when they do, it's going to be like, someone from like a content moderator farm in the Philippines who just wants to get that job done as soon as possible. And once that person reviews it, you have literally no recourse ever, aside from making a stink on Twitter.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Alas. This is what we put up with to make free content for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty bad. It's horrible. It's a horrible job. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe and watch our videos, please. Thank you. Support us. And also support Gaza by donating. What are we at? Let's see. We're at 45,295. Good work, everyone. Damn, we're smashing.
Brilliant.
I thought we wouldn't reach 30,000. I thought 30,000 was too fucking optimistic. But apparently my audience is fucking loaded. They're just really good with their money. They're really, they know not to give to my Patreon, and they know that they should give it to a good worthy cause, which, fair enough. Makes sense.
That's good. Yeah. All right, gang. Well, an audience who can afford to raise 45K can surely afford to raise 60K.
Yeah,
Let's
how
go.
bourgeois are you guys? I'm surprised. I'm honestly embarrassed a little bit. You guys are rich as fuck. What's going on here?
Awesome. Well done.
I'm going to make a post. We on Twitter, on my new Twitter account, which I literally just made 5 minutes ago. We have raised 45 and counting.
Under 50% of the goal. Well done, chat.
Hell yeah. We need more, 200% of the goal. Everyone go now, my minions. Go here to my new Twitter account, Nuked First World, and retweet this. Thank you. We need to get more people with wallets in here. As many people with as big wallets as possible. Thank you.
And little wallets. Every little bit helps.
And little wallets as well. But if you have a little wallet, I don't know, maybe feed yourself first.
Very true. Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Oh, God. I've had some people cancel their Patreon, and they leave a message like, I'm so sorry. I lost my job. I can't afford this anymore.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I get,
don't apologize to me. Yeah.
It's like as soon as I get on unemployment, I'll become a patron again. It's like, dude, no, don't do that. Please don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please
take care of yourself. We're fine. Like we appreciate the support. It does really help us do things that we are doing, but also you gotta make sure you take care of yourself first and foremost.
Yeah. The people who should be supporting like YouTubers are the ones who like, have the basics at least covered.
Yeah.
And if you don't have them covered anymore, well, the first thing that should go is your support to the YouTuber. But yeah, at the end of the day, like this is a band-aid, obviously, because what's going on here is the people who, and no fault of their own, obviously, or at least maybe not too much of fault of their own, pay the taxes that fund the genocide, are paying money to a relief organization to relieve the genocide slightly. It's kind of horrible, especially when you consider that like the same the same organization, at least until recently, was majorly funded by the US and Europe, the same countries that are supporting the genocide anyway. Because what they do is like they cause the conditions that the UNRWA is needed, and they fund it to be like, look how good we are, guys. We're not actually doing anything bad. Nothing to see here. Everything's okay.
I'm gonna message a certain someone real quick. I've got an extortion plan.
Ooh.
Let's see. All right. Now we wait.
What was your extortion plan? I'm refreshing right now. How
I'm
much we got?
Yeah, let's see.
45,743. That's 500 since the last refresh. It's like every time I press F5, people just like shit out so much money.
Well done, everybody.
Guys, with this,
so cool.
we could make our own state with the money that you like. we could make like we could resurrect.
We
the
could
USSR.
rival Argentina.
Yeah, this is like already like more than the GDP of Argentina. Come on.
I'm seeing when Ugopnik is going to be available because I'm going to put him behind a paywall. That's my extortion plan.
Yeah, we should like
Gotta reach
hold Ugopnik appearance
threshold to
hostage.
summon him.
Like at least 60,000.
Yeah.
The Ugopnik summon threshold. That'll get it going. That'll get everyone donating.
Yeah. Yes, that is JT. Hello, dear chat.
That really is him. It's the second thought here, not in the flesh, in the disembodied voice.
As I used to be. Who is messaging me?
I actually did flee Australia because it's a dystopian hellhole. Australia is terrible. I'm a refugee. I'm a defector. I defected from Australia to North Australia. Well,
yeah, more and more I'm like...
I think Ugopnik's coming later, so 50k might be too easy. Because if we say 50k, he's probably going to be reached before he's even available. At least at this rate.
Yeah, you guys are blasting through these goals. Current goal 60k. Which is 200% of the original goal. How much do we need for Hakim? Hakim was already here.
Hakim already came.
He was in...
briefly.
Yeah,
and he talked about balls.
In a closet. Yeah, he called in from a closet.
We're almost at
munching on a
46,000.
patient sandwich. Can you donate with your organs? No. No, keep your organs, please. Though, I guess you could go to Argentina and sell them on the free market. All right, let's see here. My last video is doing really well, and that's heartening. Performing at #1 of the last 10.
What is it? I haven't even looked. Maybe we should watch a video on stream. That's something to do.
Sure, yeah. It was let me pull it up here. What did I title it? Oh yeah, I titled it the Malcolm X quote, "The most dangerous thing in the Western Hemisphere," talking about liberals.
This is gonna piss a lot of people off.
The liberals did not like it. Yeah, and the RBG.
What's the? Oh, that's. I didn't even realize what
That's
that is.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh
Yeah.
God, you triggered something like a visceral rejection response in my like. It feels like I'm gonna throw up.
In the lizard brain. This episode and others like it.
You get it wrong though. They're also dangerous in the southern hemisphere in Australia.
True. Yeah. Yeah, there were actually a lot of comments about Australia. Like, yeah, same here.
Fucking Australia. Everyone forgets about how horrible we are. Well, I guess I'm not Australian anymore. Can't wait to renounce my citizenship. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Surely I will. God, Australia sucks. What do you know about how bad Australia is?
Nothing. Next to nothing. Enlighten me.
Well, they're like even honestly worse than Biden on Israel, and like this is with like the supposed left-wing government as well. You know how left-wing, as in like the Democrat left-wing sort of thing, in quotes.
Yeah.
The funny thing is they're called the Labour Party, and there's nothing Labour about them. Obviously, just like the UK Labour Party. And like,
so noxious.
If they were like in the US's position, it would be even worse. Like Gaza would be even worse, honestly. Like
Jesus.
They don't need to see any evidence for what Israel says. They'll just do whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And Australia has all the same like Zionist lobbies, though obviously they're not as powerful as the US one because it's a smaller country.
Yeah.
And I'm like the second that like I click on like an Australian politics thing anywhere basically, my feed and my algorithm on whatever social media platform that is immediately inundated with like the same sort of shit that you see in the US, like pictures of anti-Zionist protesters calling them anti-Semitic and shit, you know. But yeah, basically Australia is, I don't even know. Australia is like honestly a more redneck version of the USA.
Huh. That is coming from a Texan. That is hard to believe.
Except with free healthcare. No, the Australian rednecks are worse than American rednecks. Trust me. More racist, more like insufferable. They don't even make good food. Like that's the only saving grace of the American rednecks is they stole black people's food like 200 years ago.
Very true.
Australians don't even have that.
Yeah, was Australian food mostly British-ish?
Yeah, and we all know how fucking horrible that is. We all know.
Yeah.
That's nothing to write home about.
Yeah. What time is it? 4:09.
You've been here for a long time. You're really putting in a lot of effort for the troops. Thank you.
Oh, glad to do it. Glad to hang out and chat and help raise some money. Somebody's suggesting a video in my Discord. No. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take off in about 5 minutes so I can beat the traffic rush home.
Okay.
But
well, maybe
forget
you'll get home to come on for a second when your Gopnik is here. Who knows? And this can just be like a big program stream, basically.
That could be fun. Yeah, ping me when Ugopnik gets on, and don't forget to extort people before he comes on.
No worries. I'm very good at begging people for money. I've been molded. I'm just now doing it for something other than myself.
Yeah, well, it's working. It's working pretty well. I mean, you've blown
you've
past
made
the goal.
You've made us like $20,000 already. Thank you. Good work. It's all you, obviously. No one else.
Yeah, none of you people donating. That was all me. Thank you, chat. Though seriously, donating is I know it takes effort and it's your own hard-earned cash, and that is not easy to do these days. So we really do appreciate it, and I really think it'll make a material difference.
Yeah, thank you guys for donating. everyone. You are the real heroes here, not me. And just keep
Yeah.
doing it. Keep sending your money, everyone. We'll be here for at least another 3 or 4 hours, or I'll be here at least.
Yeah. All right, gang. I'm gonna take off. It was great chatting. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you
and
for coming.
ping me, and maybe I'll hop on and shoot the shit with you and Ugopnik for a little bit
Sure.
if I get home in time.
Great.
All right, everybody. Mwah, mwah. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.